Buff Nation, what's going on? My BWBs, what's up? Welcome to TLP Live. I am your host, Harry Billion. This is TLP Sports Club, where we're Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football, we talk Colorado football. We talk what's going on around the Buffaloes. So welcome to the live. Colorado is on everybody's palate. Colorado is on everybody's palate. Everybody's talking about Colorado. Even when we're not the story, we are the story. when we're not supposed to be your story, we are the story. And Colorado is always going to be the story. On tonight's show, we're going to cover some recruiting. We're gonna talk about 2025 recruits as well as what's going on currently with the current recruits that we're getting. Colorado, for the second year in a row, is actually dominating the transfer portal once again. And we got to talk about it because when you, I guess, when you hear the narratives being told by them, by the other guys, when you hear them, when you listen to them, and you don't know how to navigate these waters and navigate these college football streets, and you just listen to one side, man, when they're finished telling the story, you'll walk away with like, well, dang, are we going to be able to do anything, accomplish anything in 2025? Like, everybody's leaving. Man, when they tell you, when the headlines are out there, everybody's leaving. This is happening to Colorado. Everybody can break news. Colorado cannot break news. I mean, we can break news, but nobody else can break news. All right? When Coach Prime tells us that, or let's just say this way, when Coach Prime says, hey, young man, it'll be best for you to go to another team, you've been cut. Apparently, that's something odd that happens in college football. But it happens all around college football. I've seen tweets on Twitter or X, young people just like, hey, man, I didn't make the cut. I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean you didn't make the cut? Then it makes me think like, wait. So young people understand that you get cut from teams. So when you get cut from teams, why is it that Coach Prime can cut somebody from a team, but yet that news is going to be breaking news? It's as if either parents or the fan bases of other teams, they don't understand that cutting is a natural part of sports. Like when you don't make the team, you don't make the team. But when Colorado does it, oh my gosh, the world is coming to an end. Let's look at this. So there are some parallel stories that are going on in the media. There's a lot of different things that are going on in the media, and I pay close attention to those things. I pay a lot of attention to what goes on in the media because I'm a media guy. So I look at how the narrative changes from time to time. I look at how Colorado's name is being used because for the most part, at this point in college football, we are in what you call a dead period where there's not going to be a lot of news. So I think what a lot of news outlets are doing, they're using Colorado to just get the story to be read. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you an example. The recruit that Nebraska was able to land, the quarterback that Nebraska was able to land, apparently like Colorado was in the mix, and the recruit chose Nebraska over Colorado. But when I got the news, it was like breaking news. This player chooses Nebraska and Matt Rhule over Colorado. And then it came in as Colorado fans are upset. So when I go to the news, I'm like, we're upset about what? What happened? Like, I'm looking at the news, I'm reading, and I'm like, what are we upset about? Colorado fans are upset that we didn't get a 2025 quarterback. And now, once I go through this in the news, I'm like, if you don't stop playing with me, I said, if you don't stop playing with me, okay, Yeah. Are you serious? It's like they're gonna make up some kind of news and say it's Colorado fans just so they can just get somebody to read the stories. Because I mean, when you look at it, Colorado dominates the YouTube universe. No matter how you look at it, if it's any other college, like people, real college football fans at this time, they're in these specific corners, like real college football fans. They're in these corners where your team and the people that they're listening to are the writers, and they're listening to the journalists that will report, give them a little bit of crumbs and nuggets coming directly from the school. So those are like they're in the little chat rooms and they're looking to their favorite source, whether it's the Cornhuskers Wire or is one of the locked on series, whether it's Locked On Big 12 or Locked On Cornhuskers. They're listening to those people to try to get a little bit of information from their specific coaches. You ain't gonna find many channels, all right, that's talking about the team. So if somebody had a spy cam, Colorado spy cam, like if they put a spy cam on us, like I'm gonna do, like we put a spy cam on other teams. if they put a spy cam on us, they would get so much information. Like other teams can get. I bet you recruiting watches either my channel or other channels in the Buffs ecosystem, and it's easy for them. Like we do their homework for them. If I want to get information about K-State or any of the other teams in the Big 12, it's very hard for me to get that information because for some odd reason, like the other schools are not that interesting. There's not enough interesting things going on around the other schools. And I'm telling you, it could be Georgia, it could be Alabama, unless they're like in their specific like chat rooms and they're talking about their team. All right, that's it. But it's gonna be like everybody's kind of like gathered in one group. And they're in that chat room. And I've been going into some of those chat rooms and I've been spying. Like you'll see me in there and I'll put hashtag TLP spy cam spying for Colorado. I'll be in those chat rooms and I'm like, I'm spying. But that's it. You're not getting anything, but it's going to be somebody like, it's going to be a talking head or somebody who knows, who is a little bit more official, not like a YouTuber, with these teams. And I've seen across YouTube where YouTubers that used to cover other teams, they're literally covering Colorado now. I mean, you just look at their videos, it's all Colorado content. And then I go and I check the views and see like how many views they get on when they're reporting on like Alabama or the Florida Gators or any other school. Let me see what they got. It's usually nothing. It's like the views are like minimal compared to Colorado. Whenever you like, you got Colorado content, like for instance, Cormani McLean, he's been very quiet in the transfer portal, right? But Cormani McLean is gone. So the CU Buff content universe, if you are still interested, when somebody leaves, you got a little bit of a window to report on that content. So Cormani McLean, an update on Cormani McLean is that I believe Un3 has updated us, and they said that Cormani McLean is going to be, he visited Florida, he visited the Florida Gators, and the feeling there is mutual. They're trying to work out some scholarship because when Cormani gets there are no available scholarships. So that's pretty much the Cormani news, that Cormani is trying to go back home to Florida. The Miami is not available, but the Gators are available to Cormani. So if you're interested at all in any type of Cormani McLean news, he is still in the transfer portal, but he has an agent. His mom and the agent are shopping him. So According to Un3, the most likely place for him to land is going to be Florida. So he's probably going to be a Florida Gator. So that is the news. Now they visited and they're just trying to iron out the whole scholarship situation. Now, if you watched any of my videos, I've told you guys that Kwamani McLean is making like, from his NIL deal, he was making like $300,000 a year. He was making like $30,000 per month. All right, so, and he's signing other NIL deals. Now, Kwamani McLean's name was made huge from the way that he was rolled out. So the way I'm looking at it, unless anybody out there know the Gators and how much it costs to go to Florida, he wouldn't need it specifically. So how could that play out for him? I would say he could either walk on, be preferred walk on, and he wouldn't necessarily have to have a scholarship. If somebody's going to transfer and they know that somebody's bubbling or somebody's feeling froggy or something like that, or they know that somebody's going to leave, they'll try to work out some type of deal, but he wouldn't necessarily need it. They can work out an NIL deal. They can work it out through NIL. So if he ends up being a Gator, then he wouldn't be on scholarship per se, but I don't think the scholarship idea is about the money. I think for him, it'll be more so like, all right, let's just get me in here. I don't want to play for clicks. I just want to be I don't want to play for clicks. I just want to be out of school, okay? It's crazy. It's getting crazy out here, all right? I need to be out of legit school. And the SEC is real sexy. I don't know if you go to USF or UCF. I don't know if you go to any of those other schools because maybe it wouldn't, his stature. Now, the question is, Kwamani goes to the Gators. Does he play right away? I don't know, but that'll be nice for him. It'll be good for his image. Because Kwamani McLean, even though he says, hey, man, I'm not playing for clicks, I don't want to play for clicks, his image is important to him. If you listen to Kwamani, his image is like totally important to him. And he wants to make sure that he's still the man. All right. Like he will go into the chat rooms. He's going into Twitter chat rooms and he's paying attention to how people are perceiving him. Because in that green thing that he wore and that background that he had on that video, he was like saying, he's ready to get his image back together. Going back to being the old Kwamani McLean that everybody knew. So if you're interested in any type of Kwamani McLean news, that is the information on Kwamani McLean. There ain't much. Okay. So let me just say hello to my guys. What's up, guys? Annette, what's up? Tennis Channel, how you doing today? Peter Investor, what's going on? Johnny S. Gardington, what's good? DC Carson Music, what's up with you, Mike? Mike said, I think it was a mistake for Deion to say he didn't need other media and had his own. When did Coach Prime say that? Did Coach Prime say that? I want to put the spy cam on y'all today. I want y'all to tell me what y'all seeing out there. All right, what's up? What's up, guys? Feel so real life. What's good? What's good? Yeah, so I say Kwamani doesn't need the money. I think he goes out and just get on the team. Walk on, prefer walk on. Just make something happen for yourself, and so you can get up out that portal. So if anybody was feeling like, oh, Kwamani wasn't going to, get his, get a school, for all of you weirdos out there that was wishing, all of you weirdos that was really wishing that this kid fell on his face just so you can say, see, I told you. Wow, you guys like the way you are. For all of you guys wishing ill on Kwamani's name, I really hope he lands Florida, okay? That'll be SEC football. That is the upper echelon of football, and he can rub it in y'all faces, all right? Because I know y'all are ready. I know y'all are ready to say that for him to land somewhere like D3, okay? Y'all not good people. Well, something's wrong with y'all. Yeah, but if Kwamani ends up in the SEC, that'll be a good thing. And then if Kwamani plays at an SEC schools and starts, then what would y'all say then? Yo, man, what would y'all say if Kwamani goes to the SEC, starts, he plays, and he gets like 75 solos? Man, I would make a special live to say, I would do a 6ix9ine on y'all. Ha 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 ha. Yo, I would come on here live and go, ha ha. Yo, man, y'all gotta leave these young people alone, man. Let them live their life, okay? Like, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything I know. But I know a lot of y'all was sitting out there wishing that this kid got stuck in that transfer portal just so you can say, ha ha. Oh, man. But I'm glad that Kwamani is getting his he's getting a pretty good school. But one thing else that I was thinking about, I'm sitting here thinking about what happened to like all of the other guys. I might have to do another video. I just dropped a video, by the way. Go guys, go watch that video. It's actually a really fun video I just dropped, and it's giving you the schools that I'm gonna go down the schedule and I'm gonna give you the schools that we play. I'm gonna give you like some really good fun facts about the schools that we play on our schedule, the mascots, and a little bit of history on the schools. And it's a fun video. All right. If you get bored and there's not enough breaking news for Colorado, Coach Prime is not doing anything for you to get upset about or be happy about. Go watch that video when you got some time. It's a really fun video. You really got to know how Nebraska became Nebraska, okay? All right? It's really fun. Go watch that video. But there's a video that I want to make. I want to make a video where the where are they now videos, but the guys that left, like, either some of these guys are still stuck in that transfer portal, or they're like, they just vamooshed. They got missing. And I'm looking at it today. I'm like, I'm looking up down my video library, and I'm like, oh, what happened to this guy? What happened to that guy? So it brings me to this. Like, maybe not, but I'm like, isn't that better for them, for some of these guys, like, especially the ones that Coach Prime wants on the team? If Coach Prime said, hey, man, hey, jump into that transfer portal, that means that he wasn't going to use you, and you didn't really have a place on the team. And at that point, just go. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to stay and make a point unless you know that you can beat out some of these guys he's bringing. If that's the case, like, just go. Don't sit there and cry. Don't do that, okay? We all, listen, the girl don't want us, it's okay. But I'm just saying, like, but some of the guys that Colorado wanted, some of those guys are not there. They're left, but they're either stuck in the transfer portal or they went to schools and just disappeared. I want to do that video. Like, if any of y'all have any information out there, please send me that information. I would love to do the video. I want to know what happened to him. I don't know. I haven't kept up with him, and I don't know what happened to him. So I'm like, dang, wouldn't it have been better to just stay at CU and just duke it out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be way better to stay at CU and just duke it. At least you're getting some shine. You end up on the well-off or any of the other media stuff that they got over there. Maybe some people just thought it wasn't for them, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, shoot, instead of going to go into obscurity or into some transfer portal depth, I'm staying over here where the cameras are, and I'm rocking out over here. Okay, I know my practice tape is gonna be lit. Yo, I'm laughing right now, but I'm not laughing at the young men. Okay, just make sure you understand. I'm not laughing at them. I'm like, I found it to be amusing that I leave Colorado, and I'm just putting myself in a scenario. I'm leaving Colorado, and then I disappear off the map. Like, for real? Anyways, if y'all got any information out there, please send that information to me. I would love to make a video. I would love to make a video about the young men that have gone away. We knew like MLC and other guys, they win and they got some playing time, but the other ones, I have no idea what they're doing. No idea. They've disappeared from our palette. We don't even remember their names anymore. If I was to bring up some things, some faces, you'd be like, "Who's that?" I'd be like, yeah, he was playing for Colorado. He decided to leave, and now nobody knows him. Nobody cares at all. There's not going to be any kind of media written about them, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. It doesn't matter. You're not going to hear nothing from them, and they're riding somebody else's bench. So if you're going to ride the bench, isn't it good to just ride the bench where at least you get some camera time? I don't know. It's weird. I'm going to check out Sean. Peter. I will check out Sean Lewis and see what he's doing. Sean Lewis is actually tweeting a lot more. Maybe it's not a lot more, but Sean Lewis, he's a head coach, and maybe he got somebody controlling his social media. But yes, San Diego State University. I'm going to check him out. I'm going to see what Sean Lewis is doing. Now, I don't know if you are thinking of the same. You're hoping they lose all their games except one. Do you want them to go like 1-11? I low key want them to like lose all their games. I know that part is bad. Like I low key want Sean Lewis to like lose all his games. Okay, I know that's bad, but I just want to let you know. Why am I so giddy tonight? I low key want like Sean Lewis to lose all his games. All right, that's just me. Oh man. Yeah, if there's anybody that I want to lose, I want Sean Lewis to just lose all his games. I guess I'll be like y'all, like so y'all can say, you see, I guess you should have stayed with Coach Brown. Let's talk a little bit about recruiting news. And before I talk about recruiting news, this is a show, it's a panel show. So if you want to come on here and you want to spaz out with me, come on over. Let's talk. Join TLP Live at gmail.com is the email. Send me an email. I'll send you the link, and we'll come on here and we'll just have a good old time. We'll laugh at these people together, okay? If you wanna poke fun at the people that left tonight, let's poke fun at Sean Lewis. He's a grown man. He can take it. All right. If I'm gonna make fun of anyone that leaves, it's gonna be the grown people that already have their lives together, not the young men trying to figure things out, like Bishop. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else trying to figure their stuff out. Those kids, I'm going to leave alone, but I think the grown people are all game. All right? Is that fair enough? Because I know y'all want blood. I know some of y'all want blood. And my Christian people who are out there, y'all Harry B, let's not disparage these kids. I'm holding y'all down on the young men. But y'all tell me, is it fun? Is it okay? Are the grown people fair enough? Can we just say, yes, I want you to lose every single game? I think yes. Peters, you own it. Like, you're thinking like me. Sadhu Traore, number 8. Like, what did Sadhu, what did he end up doing? I don't know. Sadhu is actually one of the players that I saw on one of my videos. I did a whole video. I think that video got like 8,000 views. It did pretty well for me when I was first starting off. I don't know what happened to Sadhu. Like, I don't know what these kids are doing. Like, are they stuck in the transfer portal? Yeah, let's play a little game real quick. While you're out here, you're listening to me or whatever, if you're not making dinner or getting ready for your kids to go to bed or whatever, do me a favor. Drop some names in the chat of somebody from CU who got stuck in the transfer portal. All right? Let's go hashtag stuck in the portal. All right, just do that for me. Let's have a little bit of fun. So just the hashtag stuck in the portal and drop a name. Like, who got stuck in the portal? You can go to 247 Sports or Un3 and you can find the transfer portal. Let's play a little game. Hashtag stuck in the transfer portal. Stuck in the portal. But I don't know what happened to Sadhu Traore. I don't know. All right, so but there are a lot of players that left. All 72 of those players that left, I don't think they all found a home. All right, so let's not we're not trying to shame them. I know is going to cross the line a little bit. I know this is a gray area. I just want to have a little bit of fun. This is a little gray area, so just don't shame them. Just drop the name, okay? Just stuck in the portal. All right. All right. Hey, Shantae, what's up with you tonight? Hope all is well. King P, what up with you?
I didn't get that.
You didn't get whacked. Be quiet. Be quiet, sis. Stupid thing. So, all right. So, if y'all, let's put the spy cam on. Let me put the TLP Sports spy cam on, and we'll use the spy cam a little weird tonight. It's not, let's use the spy cam tonight. The TLP spy cam is on. All right. Tell me what you see out there. We'll do it this way. Tell me what you see out there, what you've heard and what you've seen out there. And it could be this. These are the criteria. People talking, other fan bases talking greasy about Coach Prime. Kids stuck in the portal. All right. Yeah. So anything about Colorado that you see that you felt like it was kind of like out of pocket, like it was weird. You're like, wait a minute. But why are y'all even talking about Prime? Like, this is not even a Coach Prime forum. Like, what are you doing here? Or you went to a Coach Prime forum and you just heard some weird things and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? Drop that in the comments. Let's have some fun tonight. And then if you want to come on and you say, I got some juice for you, Harry B, let's talk about it. Join TLP Live at gmail.com. It's Monday Night Football. We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight, okay? I'm going to lay my agenda on the side, and let's just have a little bit of fun tonight, all right? Things that you see out there, let's talk about it. Why not, all right? Colorado's going to be fine. It's a dead period. We got recruits. I got a lot of stuff for y'all, okay? I got a lot of stuff for y'all. But I want to have a little bit of fun. I wanted to be a little loose tonight, not crazy. Like, okay, like, look at this. You see Dylan Edwards, like, and for all you ladies who are going to be enticed, I pray the Lord, I pray our Lord that he covers your hormones, okay? There's a lot of men here that cut and they're looking buff, so I pray for your hormones right now. Calm down. But this is Dylan Edwards' his new crew. So Dylan Edwards right here, he's like, you know what I'm saying? They're working out. He's looking buff, okay? Dylan Edwards is going to be ready. Y'all keep thinking that Dylan Edwards is not going to be ready. He is getting ready for y'all Colorado fans. Y'all better be careful how y'all talk about Dylan Edwards out here in these streets, because Dylan Edwards is about to be a problem, all right? What were you saying about Dylan Edwards? He's too small. He can't run through nobody. If Dylan Edwards comes here and he runs through our line, y'all and me, we're gonna have some words, okay? Y'all and me gonna have some problems. I'm just trying to let y'all know. Let me take this off the screen. I don't want y'all ladies to be all enticing stuff. Yeah, I don't want that. All right, but look, we got some more recruits. Content counted out too many times, but I'm still in the game. CU Buff football. I'm ready to get to work. All right. Chris Morris is in the building. Chris Morris is ready to play. Okay. Colorado is dominating the daggone transfer portal. These aren't my words. Okay. So if you're here and you're not a Colorado fan, or you're watching this after the live and you're like, dominating where? Y'all ain't got nobody. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin and is eating y'all lunch. And who listen. 2 years in a row, Colorado is being written up that we are dominating the transfer portal. And we have no business doing so. All right. We got a 4-8 schedule. We got a 4-8 record from last year. That's not great. Okay. We mess around and broke our quarterbacks back. That ain't great. All right. So, I mean, at this point, and then we got a circus over here. Remember? We're a circus. Everybody's laughing at us. So we ain't supposed to be doing half of the stuff that we're doing, but for some odd reason, we're able to get some 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. 3-star is like where you want to be at. So how are we doing all of this? Because somebody lying. Y'all lying out there. That's what I do here at TLP Sports Club. That's why I do a lot of stuff on these writers, because the writers, they be lying, bro. If you don't know how to read between the lines, you would not pick out the fact that they be lying. And then your friends in this business are not always your friends. Trust me what I tell you. Your friends are not always your friends. So if you think that, oh my gosh, this person is a former Colorado Buff, and this person used to play for this team, and this everybody ain't your friend. All right, they got an agenda too, and they got work to do. So if you thinking everybody's friendly, everybody's not friendly. Okay, you got your own friends who gonna be throwing jabs at you, little soft jabs at you. Okay, if you don't think that happens, then I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, and it's cheap too. Peter says Dylan will put 150 years against us. It's a y'all yards. Tennis says DE will give us no problem. Okay. Is he a dog, Harry B? I don't know that dude. I don't know. Listen, you're trying to set me up. I know what you're trying to do, King. I know what you're trying to do there. Aha! Caught you in one. Not today, not today. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me caught up. That ain't how it goes, bro. No, sir. But nah, it's not. The way I look at it, everybody that come to Colorado ain't a dog, but that's not how Coach Prime recruits. 40-40-20 is not about getting all dogs. It's about getting either starters or potential starters who you can coach up, because now we got the correct coaching staff in place, and those guys, they can coach. So, and they're Coach Prime's guys. So it's not about just dogs, right? It's about, okay, Colorado. This is podcast for other people who may be watching, who come here for juicy information. The way that we recruit, I'm not an official, inside of Colorado, but come on now, like TLP Sports Club. I mean, we are staple. Like, we got people talking about us that we ain't even call their names. So we out here in these streets. We keep our ears on the streets. The stuff that we talk about here on this channel, it goes out there and it makes other people's news. All right? So check it out. So if you want some juicy information, this is how Colorado recruits. Colorado and Coach Prime recruits like this. We're not necessarily trying to get all 5 stars or all 4 stars. We're trying to get specific young men who can play the game of football. We need your mentality to be what is the word? We need you to want it. If you want it, we can create. We know that you're going to have the desire and you're going to put out the energy that we need. That's how we recruit. If you didn't know that about Colorado recruiting, then there you go. That's how Colorado recruits. Colorado recruiting is about desire. What is your why? Okay, why do you want this? Do you want this enough? Coach Prime wants to look into the young man's eyes after he gets past, okay, he can play. All right. He's not walking on 2 legs. He's not walking on 1 leg, almost like Coach Prime. He has all 10 toes. All right. He got his arms and his legs. He knows how to play the game. He is D1 material, D1 quality. Once we get past that basic information, then we want to look into your eyes and we want to say, this person can play the game of football, but they want it more so than that 5-star over there. That's Colorado recruiting. And that may come into a no star. If that person comes with no stars, it's fine with us. So you know what happens? A lot of legacy people, or a lot of people who let's just say they know how to analyze college football. And like my guy Phil So Real, I'll give you the fair example. Like my guy Phil So Real. Phil So Real is more like, and Phil, if you hear me, take that. Yes, I'm using your example against you, and you're not even on the show yet. I don't even know if you're coming on tonight. I hope you're busy, because I want to talk about you without you being here. Good. Take that. But Phil, they're legacy guys. Phil, my guy DC, they're legacy people. So they want to take this is how it was done. And if you don't do it this way, then there's no way I can see you winning. And I'm like, okay, you will see. Like, wait and see, right? So the way that Colorado is going to be doing what we do is, man, I need to know if this guy can play. Because we got one of the best motivators in the game. That's Coach Prime. We got one of the best football players ever clique up, to ever list up those cliques. That's Coach Prime. And then now we got Warren Sapp. And then we got NFL coaches. So for us, where we stand at, y'all can go ahead and have it. Y'all have it because you're thinking that we're doing it your way. That's where a lot of people are going to be surprised. We're not doing it your way. We're doing it a little differently or whatever, right? All the English teachers out there. Yeah, we're doing it differently, all right? And for your spy cam people, you're going to be surprised because you're thinking, well, if this person has this 5 stars and they have 10 of these 5 stars and they're stacking 5 stars, then they're going to wipe the floor with you. And we're like, no, they're not. Yeah, we got Shador. We got Travis Hunter. Our Shador is the quarterback that's guiding those guys. And he's a pretty darn good leader on that. He's a leader of men. And guess what? Those guys that had in their eyes that they can play football, they're going to be ready to play football. So if you think that we needed a bunch of 4 and 5 stars, a bunch of those, or they can't play football, think again, my guy, or think again, my gal. Colorado is about to be dominated, and y'all don't even see it. I told you this before. The only thing you got on me is the record. But go back and watch those games again. The only thing you got, I told y'all that Colorado was going to be doing what they did last year. The only thing that I did not get right was the record. And I know why I didn't get it right. You see what I'm saying? I know why. Even with the worst offensive line, according to y'all, Colorado played 8 games. We lost. And we lost 8 of those games that we played. We only lost by 1 score. That's more talent. And guess what? There was this guy named Cavassier Smoke. I think his name was Smoke. He was on our team. Guess what he said? He said we had the talent to go at least 10 and win like 10 games, or at least to win a lot of games. But there were some elements of the game. There was selfish ball, he was saying. Guys didn't know each other. Things were going on the team. So they're going to figure it out. Colorado has a very, I would say, what they're giving other people and saying, oh, no, Matt Rule just need to adjust to this. He had a bunch of fumbles, and all he needs to do is just adjust his fumbles. His quarterback was not that great. So, but guess what? Colorado didn't really have a fumble issue. Not at all. No fumble issue. Colorado has a great quarterback. Colorado needs to upgrade. We needed to adjust our O-line. And when we do that, and then our defense need to give us the ball back. Need to stop the run. You cannot allow Arizona to take 6 minutes, the last 6 minutes of the daggone game, run the ball on you. You don't get no stops, and then they're going to kick a field goal to end the game. That cannot happen again. Not this year. It can't happen. If Colorado can adjust that, what do you think is going to happen? With the best quarterback in college football. Colorado has the best quarterback in college football. I'm going to repeat that for y'all. Colorado, Deion Sanders, his son, Colorado, the Buffalo's quarterback is the best quarterback returning in 2024 to college football. Bookmark this. You heard it here. Bookmark this. Heisman material. And we're going to be going against some quarterbacks that don't want this problem. You want me to say that again? We're going to be going against some quarterbacks in the Big 12 that do not want this problem. Trust me. DT2, don't touch 2. Y'all think it's... Let me get some people out here because I can't with y'all. Y'all playing with me. Stop playing with me. Who wants to come on this? Let me see who's here. Wild Dog said he wants in. All right. Willie says he wants in. Who wants some of this? Step up if you want some. It's just that simple. I'm feeling a little froggy tonight. Jump. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Yo, I'm tired of trying to let you guys know how to read us. How do you read Colorado? The way that you read Colorado is you got to understand that we are about young men. We are about leadership. We are about developing. The word is developing young men, their mind, their spirit, mind, body, and their soul. Those are the elements that makes a genuine person and a football player. I'll repeat that because I think you missed it. Those are the elements. Spirit first, because you can't have it the other way. It's spirit first. We are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings. All right? When you're having a bad day, that's a spirit. All right? When you're having a good day, that's also a spirit. When you're feeling a little irritated, that's a spirit. That's because you are a spiritual being. All right? You walk into a room and somebody's energy off. That's a spirit. Hold on, let me send this email. Harry B, you on one tonight? Yes, I am. Give me a second, guys. So we start with the spirit, mind, body, and soul. Colorado is about developing spirit, mind, body, and then the soul. Making sure that you right within yourself. Whatever your religion is, we're making sure that you at least got somebody above you. You ain't just out here wilding. Something has to be above you. You don't have to be a Christian like Coach Prime or myself or anybody else around here, but you gotta have somebody above you. Spirit, mind, body, soul. Colorado is developing young men. You want to say Colorado that's not a developing program, but I submit to you that you're crazy. You need to call my wife so she can align you with one of the therapists that works with her, right? She has a lot of therapists that work with her. You need to call the company so that they can help you to navigate your way of thinking, because your thinking is skewed. It's off. How do you not develop somebody when you say, hey, man, I want you to follow these criteria? That's development. But you don't want to see that because you are a detractor of Coach Prime. And it's okay. But you're going to be the one that comes at the end of the day. You're going to be the one that then have to keep changing your narrative. Not over here. Yo, I'm telling you, man. So for all you guys who are aspiring, Colorado develops players. It starts with the spirit, it goes with the mind, it goes with the body, and then the soul. The last part is just you need to have somebody higher than you. That's your soul. Don't sell your soul for money. Don't sell your soul for anything. Whatever you're doing, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you understand what your why is, why you're doing it. The second thing is you need to make sure that you understand what you're doing it for. All right. So at the end of the day, that's what happens. So you're not always chasing money, because money, at the end of the day, like money is just a byproduct of your hard work. Eventually it's going to come. But if that's all you're doing it for, then you're not necessarily Coach Prime and Colorado material. That's for some young man or some young person to think about it. If all you want is money, then you're probably not Colorado material. Because they understand that the money will come. Everything they do is about the money. So for you to see all of that, for you to see the trucks, you think is like by mistake that they show you that Deion Sanders' son, Shador, that he's got a cyber beast? You think it's by mistake that they're showing you his bling? No, they're letting you know that they're about that money too. But guess what? Ain't nobody going to outwork them and outthink them. That's the process. But you let people clown, you let people put in your brain that it's a clown show. All right? But you're missing the whole picture. You're missing the development part. If they hold you accountable, that's development. They're holding you accountable. They said, nah, not over here. Oh, you just want to do anything you want to do because you're a star football player? Not over here. Not Colorado. That's the whole point, man. It's called development. Octavius Lee, what up with you? What up with you? Tim Smith, what's good? What's good? I'm on one tonight. Colorado is doing the dang thing in the transfer portal. That's where we're shopping. And my guys on my panel, they let me know, like, all right, so listen, Colorado needs to do this. I think it was CU Buff Dynasty and some other guys. Colorado needs to have this process right now because we need to get our top talent. We need to get them to the next level. And in order to get them to the next level, we don't have time to do the process that Colorado requires right now. Right now, just right now, just put a pin in it. We'll get to Colorado the regular development later, but let's get these elite talent that we're blessed to have, practically his children, Travis, all right, Shador. Let's get them to the NFL. Let's get them to the league. And we're not about to surround them with some freshmen, even though we know some freshmen can play. We ain't gonna just surround them by a bunch of freshmen and Matt Rule is the man and blah 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 blah. Look at Matt Rule, he's doing it the right way. Oh my God. Stop playing with me, bro. It's a process, it's a plan. Right now, we gotta get them to the NFL. So after we get them to the NFL, then we're gonna go back to the drawing board and reevaluate some things. All right, because now we have a regular college football team. Now we don't have superstars. Because a lot of your teams that we're going into the Big 12, there's no superstars. There's a way that you treat superstars than regular blue-collar players. Should I repeat that for some of you? There's a way that you treat blue-collar players. If you think that you treat everybody the same, you're crazy. You're crazy. It's not possible. And some of your blue-collar coaches have come out and said, yes, we understand that some guys are elite, and if those guys require us to pay them, then we ain't stupid. We're going to pay them. But make no mistake, everybody ain't getting paid, okay? You can't pay everybody because everybody ain't a superstar. And Colorado, if you look around, Colorado has some superstars on their team. Like, they're going to go to the NFL and get highly ranked because of their superstar status. Don't hate the player, bruh. Finish it for me. Hate the game, bruh. You can't hate the player. You got to hate the game. We're playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. See, the one thing that people don't understand is that it's a game. Who am I talking to tonight? I'm like that Baptist preacher. Who am I talking to tonight? We're playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. Colorado needs to play this game the way it's supposed to be played. We ain't got time to play it the way that you want us to play it. We know that you want us to, oh my gosh, develop the plans. Oh my goodness, like get 10, flip it around, 40% high school students, and then get another 40% graduate. 40% other guys, and then just 20% graduate, because now you're going to take your time and you're going to develop the high school students. All right. By the time they become juniors, oh my God, you're going to be winning like championships, like Super Bowls. Stop playing with me, bro. That's not going to work. It ain't going to work. By the time you develop them, they'll be ready to go, bro. Then the SEC becomes open for them. Other schools become open for them. So now you got to pay them more. You're developing them to pay them more money to keep them in-house. It's just the nature of college football. But a lot of y'all don't want to see that. So Coach Prime is doing what he has to do what he got to do. Sometimes, somebody once said, I think it was a great philosopher, I don't remember their name. I don't think I ever knew their name, so to try to remember it. They said, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do what you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you got to do sometimes. Look at your own personal life. There's crazy. You like, dang, I got to do this right now just so I can do what I want to do later on. You just got to take that. And maybe somebody should tell you that. You're dream chasing. You're doing something, and you want to get to that final level. Whatever that final level is, guess what? Nobody tells you the blueprint about what happens. The in between, the little asterisk, the little flat line, that's exactly what it is. It's a flat line. Nobody tells you, oh, you can't just come from here to just jump over here. Yeah, it's not going to happen like that sometimes. And Coach Prime knows how to handle that. That's what he's doing. So we're getting recruits. We're getting blue-collar players, or we're getting dogs, if you want to call them dogs. The dog part of it, the way that we would define a dog around college football or around Colorado, it shouldn't be the way that everybody thinks. All right, so let me clarify that for y'all. So, are they a dog? King P, you was asking me earlier. A Colorado dog is somebody that wants it more than the next guy, than the guy next to him. Then we can put that tag on them and say we got a dog. So if it's hard for you to define, if y'all are having a hard time understanding what Colorado is considering a dog, I think our definition of a dog is different from the general definition of a dog. What you would consider a dog in the generosity of the name would be somebody like a 4-star or a 5-star or a star that is already made and everybody's talking about them. Like, take for example this NBA draft class, right? The Atlanta Hawks, I believe they won the lottery and they're gonna be picking number 1. People are saying trade the pick, all right? Trade number 1 pick because there are no superstars. Ain't no LeBrons in there, all right? Ain't no Jokic's in there. So trade it. So when you look at the spectrum of around the college football arena, the class that's coming out, they don't see no dogs. But I submit to you that there are a lot of players in there that are currently playing for Denver that maybe are systematic players or maybe the good system players. Look at the people that are in the playoffs right now. The New York Knicks, we got smacked the other night by the Pacers, like 40-some points. And when I turned it on, they was already losing by 40-some points. I'm like, what the heck? Is this the team that was playing those first 2 games? And then when I see the Wolves, I'm like, what the heck? Are y'all the same team that beat them the first 2 games? But that's what Colorado is about. You may have a few key players, what you call star players, but not necessarily like superstars. No. You got people on there that are regular, really good players, and they know how to play in a system. And as long as they buy in a system, they buy into the system, you can add other guys in that same system, and y'all can win together because your mindset is let's play for each other. I believe that's what Colorado is doing. Now, I will submit to you also that I didn't articulate this early on before, but I think this is just coming to me now. Colorado is a system team. Colorado ain't no, like, we're not going to have we're probably not going to get no DJ Lundys on that linebackers room, in that linebackers room. We're not going to get a bunch of players that are like, you just know, like, oh my God, this guy, he was killing the SEC, and here we go. He's gonna be doing it for us. Or he was killing the ACC, Florida State. But what does it look like for Colorado? Man, if we can get some players that buy into our system, watch the games closely this year. All right? When you are watching Colorado this year, watch the games very closely and see how system players or systematic players, how they gel together and they try to put wins on the table. But people don't see that. They think this is the assessment of those guys that we got. Their assessment is, oh no, that's what the Big 12 is made of. The Big 12 is made up of, like, they don't have no superstars, like you said in the beginning, Harry B., but those guys are blue-collar players who play for each other. And I submit to you that, well, that's what Colorado got. Colorado got some blue-collar players that are willing to play for Coach Prime and his system. Like, this time, he's already made some adjustment in his head on how he's going to recruit. And he knows what kid, he can look at a kid now and say, nah, he going to leave. No. That one is going to leave. Because now you know. Now you can look at a kid like, is he really trying to play into our system or is he really trying to get money? So that's what I think is going to happen. Let's bring on Willie. Welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Bring on the dogs, baby. Bring on the dogs.
Bring on the roof. That's right. So right now, Colorado is actually we're doing pretty well in the in the transfer portal. But I want to get your idea. I want to get your thoughts on what I just laid out as far as how Colorado is recruiting and how, like, where our system is. Like, we have a definition of dog. We have our own definition of what a dog is. What are your thoughts on that? I'm not sure if you heard me or not, but what are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I heard you. I was while you were talking though, I was thinking about the transfers we've already brought in. I heard, and I could be wrong. That's
Mm-hmm.
why somebody in the chat in the chat to check on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've signed 31 freshmen. I heard that somewhere. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's a great thing for our recruiting program. I think recruiting is doing really good. They're doing their job, man, and just a matter of time. I'm excited just to see what's gonna happen. How we gonna,
What?
put this thing together. Cool.
Think about Rispers. Rispers comes from FAMU. Rispers gets to FAMU and helps them to win a ball. Was it a bowl game that they won?
Yeah. Yeah.
They just won a ball game.
Yeah.
So Rispers he's like, his recruiting style. If you listen to how Rispers recruits, Rispers goes to the mother's womb when she's pregnant and he starts rubbing her stomach with her permission. And he's like, hey, do you have a name yet? Like, can I help with the name? Can I come to the reveal? Like, this is how Rispers does it. Rispers gets to know the child while they're in the womb, and then he follows them for the rest of their careers. So by the time they get ready for college, he says, I know that kid. I know that kid. I was there for the reveal, the gender reveal party. This is how Rispers is doing it, and he's been able to get some of these kids. Like, if you are like Rispers and like, hey Willie, you know how people like want to really say because of what Coach Prime said, oh, he doesn't go into homes.
Yeah, I know.
When you take Rispers, somebody like Rispers who knows the gender of the child before they're even born, like he's been there. That's his process. Okay, that's what he does. So if he's like that, and Coach Prime has that on his team, Coach Prime could just be a finisher. He could just be like, hey, let me get him to Colorado, and then we can seal the deal. Like, but you got somebody like Rispers on the team that's getting those Florida boys. And
yeah,
how Florida boys go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, and then like you said, they're getting a lot of boys out of Florida. And remember, the first person that they see that represents CU, that's who they're going to remember. They may not see Coach Prime, but they know that, oh shoot, Colorado, Coach Prime, he's knocking at the door. And that's how they're going to see. Now the boys at Florida, man, listen, Rispers knows those boys. He's got some deep connection in Florida because that's how FAMU got a lot of their players. They got a lot of their players, and they got some dogs. Let me tell you, them boys from Florida are true dogs. You got to clip it. If you want to slow them down, man, you got to clip them in the wing. You got to hit them low.
What was that? What was that movie? Any Given Sunday? What a dude put out a gun. What a dude put out a gun and he shot someone. Like,
you got to get them low, Harry. You got to get them low to slow them down, man. That's the only thing gonna slow them down. You can't stop them, but you can slow them down.
I'm telling you, I'm glad like Coach Prime has his Florida connection because at the end of the day, man, like a lot of good football players. But Florida has a lot of nightlife and like other type of marine life, and Florida is not a place where it's like it's not fun. I mean, it's not like a New York City where we got everything, but over there, I don't know how they produce so much football players. Like so many football players come out of Florida. So if you're in the Atlanta area or you're in Florida or Texas, like those places are football places, and they produce a lot of football players. And Coach Prime is like, he has somebody that's from that area. He's like, his recruiters are like entrenched in Florida, in that Florida connection. And like I said, man, Coach Prime will have no business recruiting like some of these guys that he's got getting.
They've always been known for having speed. They've always been known to have speed. So that was one thing that Florida stands out in the country. If you want the fastest players, the fastest people, if you're looking for speed, you got to go to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So
Yeah.
okay, so it's based on population. Is that how they do it? Okay, I get it now. So yeah, if you think about it, Florida, if you think about it, Florida, Georgia, and like Texas, the population. Okay, so it's based on population. All right, so it's population, and then the desire to play, and then like when you churn out champions, champions every year. So it works. I wasn't thinking about the population aspect of recruiting, but yeah. So how did Prime lose Latif? Okay, good question. Well, Willie, you want to take that first? How did Prime lose Latif? And I don't know that Prime lost Latif. I think Latif lost Prime. I don't know that he lost Latif. So, anyways, give me your thought on that. If you know about like what went on with Latif, and then I'll give you my thought. I did have some thoughts on that.
I didn't hear anything on it, but if you say it the way you put it, that Prime lost Latif, I think Latif decided that he wanted to go somewhere else. Latif didn't want to be at Colorado. And you'd have to ask the question, Harry, who wouldn't want to play for the Gold Jacket? Or,
so
coach.
Let's lay down the Gold Jacket talk for a second. Let's tell these people who Latif is. Latif is a quarterback. I believe he's a 4-star quarterback. He was highly sought after quarterback that decided to go to Matt Rhule and Nebraska. And some of his reasons for going to Nebraska is that he's a priority. But okay, let's explore priority real quick, right? You got Dylan Raiola at Nebraska. Dylan Raiola is a 2024 freshman, true freshman, like he just came from high school. If you're 2025, make this make sense for me, right? Because that means that you're going to come right after Dylan, and let's say Dylan stays there for how long? For 4 years. What does that mean? That gives you 1 year? Am I reading this right? So if Dylan, you're saying that your priority, but you got a 2024 5-star quarterback in Dylan Raiola, and you're coming in 2025, 1 year later, after he's played 1 year, and you're saying your priority. How did they sell you that? How were they able to sell you that your priority at Nebraska? I mean, I don't know how that works. Any college football people in the chat can. Hey, Shirley, how you doing today? Can anybody in college football, in the college football community, either come on the show? The email is right there on the screen. If you know college football and how it works in stacking quarterbacks or getting your air replacement or whatever, all right, put it in the chat and tell me how that works. When you have a 5-star 2024 and then you get a 4-star 2025, and they sell you on your priority. What does that conversation look like? And then what does your dad say or your mom say? Or maybe if you went with your high school coach, unless you're starstruck, and you're not hearing anything past priority, what questions do you follow with that? Do you ask the question, okay, let me ask y'all a question. You got Dylan Raiola, the ravioli kid, right? Because we love Chef Boyardee around here. If you got ravioli, then, hey, coach, how am I priority? It does. He might beat Dylan out. Not scared of competition. Okay. All right. So, is that the selling point? Do you say to Latif, hey, we don't have total faith? Because isn't that why we said Dylan Edwards left? That Dylan Edwards was afraid of competition. That when they knew that they were getting that Ohio State running back, Dylan Edwards left because he was afraid of competition. So maybe they know how to deal. Maybe they know how to communicate better than us. So you can sell a kid and say, hey, you are the priority, even though we got Dylan right here, and Dylan's not going to leave. He's not going to be upset. So maybe.
Well, Harry, maybe he wanted the opportunity just to beat Prime. Not only do people want to play for Prime, but they also want to be on the other side. Well, what if I could beat crime? Maybe they're thinking that way, and some people they'll think that way. So maybe they want to play with the opportunity to beat crime.
So okay,
What do you
Samuel
think?
Flowers says, Harry, this is business. It's about the money. He can enroll in the spring, not like it, and transfer. These kids are learning how to work the system. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's a hit from Prime, but that's what I opened up the live with. I opened that up with the live. I'm like, make it make sense, because a lot of people were saying that we got like it was a hit on us that he chose Matt Rule over Coach Prime. But I'm like, well, how? How did he choose Matt Rule over Coach Prime?
Because we are the standard, baby. Harry, we are the standard. That's why they say it's a hit on CU. No, because we are the standard. And so when you come against the standard and you can stand against the standard, hey, you somebody. That's why they say that, man.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know that. I don't even know how much we were going after this kid. I've never heard his name before. I hadn't heard his name. Maybe it's just on my negligence or not keeping too much track. Because did you? I mean, Willie, did you hear anything that Prime was going after this kid?
I'm like you, Harry. No, I heard nothing about it, and I followed the recruiting on quarterbacks and everything, like all the other ones they're after, like the Lewis and so they're not going after a lot of quarterbacks, and so I don't think CU was ever after him.
I think they're bullish on Juju. All right, so we know that we're bullish on Juju, but I didn't really hear that much noise about Lateef. Like we were going. That's why I'm like, yo, are people just kind of like just using Colorado now to just garner like some type of, because if I come on here and I start screaming on TLP Sports Club, then somebody's gonna hear it out there. I mean, we hot like that in these streets. So it's like, is that the thing? They want me to scream on this? Y'all want me to scream Lateef?
That's funny. That is funny, man.
Yeah, I mean, are they just saying it because they want TLP to scream on Lateef? Like, because I've never heard his name until I got the alert that says Colorado fans upset that Coach Prime lost Lateef. And I'm like, who the heck is Lateef? I got my ears to the ground. I hear most things that's going on with CU. But none of my sources or anybody hit me up to say, hey, man, we going for Lateef, but we about to lose him. Ain't nobody told me anything. So I'm like, okay. When I saw it, I was like, that's weird. Like, it's weird for somebody to say we about to lose somebody that we were really not going after. Or you lost a girl, but we didn't really want her. You can have her.
Never even talked to the girl before.
We never even talked to the girl. Like,
who is she? Maybe I should meet her,
Richard LaFleur said that's like Xavier Smith. Yeah, I never heard of Xavier Smith before that article. Never heard of him. So Lateef was on the list. We also hosted he did visit? Okay, let me see. Let me look at my quarterback. Let me look at my list and see.
Was he invited?
Or
did he just visit?
That's what I want to check to see if Lateef was on that. You remember that list that I had up, that I put up about the kids that were visiting during the weekend? Like that all of the 4 stars going that weekend. Remember that? I wonder if he was on that list, on the list of 4 stars that were going on that weekend. But I mean, a visit. I mean, these kids are going to be visiting multiple schools, so I don't see that. Okay, they visited, so because they visited, we want them. I mean, okay, here it is right here. Let's see. Is he on this list? Do you see him?
QB.
You see him on this list?
Don't see him.
I don't see Lateef. I see Michael. I see Chauncey. I see Zaire, Jaden, Byron, Alex, Dorian, CJ, Colton, Montrez. Didn't we get Montrez Walker? Corbin. We did get Montrez Walker. I think we got Montrez Walker. Yep. Corbin, Dwayne Morris, Brandon Hood. I think we got Hood. I remember a Hood name.
Mhm.
Jeremiah Seaton. I don't remember us.
We got the Hood brothers. Yeah, I think they're the Hood brothers.
Yeah, we did get the Hood brothers, and we just got a commit from the other Nwanko. So we got Baby Black Bully also.
Yeah, Baby Block.
Yeah, we got the Baby Black Bully. So his brother. So now I think we can start creating some narrative from here on out. I think Colorado probably has more brothers or more family members on our team than any Big 12 school.
I think I think we got 5 sets, Harry. Either 4 or 5 sets.
Yeah, I think the Hood brothers, the LeJante brothers, the Wade brothers, the Nwanko family. I don't know if they're brothers or cousins. That's 4. I'm counting 4. Am I missing any? Can y'all drop some of that?
That's everybody. Yeah. There may be one other. I think there's another.
There may be another. I think there's another one. There's more. We got more so we had first, but I think both of them has transferred already. But we had the Victory brothers. You remember that?
Right. Yeah.
We had something Victory, but his brother transferred out before he did. He was on my intro. He was at the spring game. The Sanders. The Sanders. We got another. We got more.
5. That's 5.
The Sanders. That's 5. I think there's more. I think there's more than 5. We just named 5. The QB from KU may leave. Keep your eyes open. What you hearing, man? Tim, what you hearing, man? Thanks for being in the chat tonight too, man. Thanks for helping us out in the chat too.
From KU.
Wait, is the QB from Kentucky? Is he? That's not the Wade brother, right? Yeah, that's the Wade brother. That's Wade. The Kentucky QB is the Wade brother. If he leaves, does his brother leave with him? All right, Tim.
One's a linebacker and one's a quarterback. So you're saying the quarterback's going to leave?
According to Tim, he said he might leave. Tim, what are your sources telling you? If you got time, Tim, call in, or Sanders, Wood, Hood, Westers, Nwanko, Wade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5. Colorado had a visit scheduled with TJ Lateef at one point, but must not showed up. Maybe I don't know that. If we were big up on Lateef, man, like as many channels as CU got, if we were going after a 4-star quarterback, like somebody, we would have all been bigging him up. Like we would have made him a star already. I don't remember the Lateef kid. Like if I missed that, maybe it happened on the weekend because I took off Mother's Day, and I didn't do nothing. I just said forget it. I'll eat the. You know what I'm saying? I won't eat. It is okay. Mathis. Who's Mathis?
Caleb.
Oh, Caleb Mathis. Oh, his brother's there. Yo, that's sick.
No, I think his brother's coming. I think he was coming. He may be there now, though. I don't know. You could be right.
Yeah, I think his brother's coming. The Mathis brothers are what the heck? Yo, that's a story, bro. That's a video. I'm about to make that video. He's like what, number 4 on the depth chart? I'm saying if we get the kid from Cal, he's gonna jump ship. So when will he leave? Is he grad? Because you can't leave now. Yeah, you gotta stay put.
They can't go anywhere right now. They gotta play.
The portal is closed for undergrads. All right. So unless he's a grad, he ain't leaving. Maybe he'll only leave next year. But ain't nobody leaving that's not a grad. Not at this point. Mathis bros ain't getting no reps. Well, that's a lie. Where you be getting your information from? Just being myself. You're being somebody else right now. You're not being yourself. Because what do you mean? Caleb got reps last year. And then we learned that Caleb is a great route runner because of his reps last year. He got into the game last year. Yo, we got like seven family members at CU.
Okay. Nice.
Yo, that's a video, bruh. I think we got like, you said, now you want to know how many? First you said he didn't get no reps. Now you want to know how many. No, you do your own counting. I'm not counting for you. You do your own counting tonight. I'm not on that.
That is funny.
Don't look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this. Don't do this. Just be myself. You change your name to just be miserable. Stop that. Be nice. Be nice. Okay. I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing. Be nice. Oh man. Yeah, but Caleb got reps. So he got reps. All right. So but Caleb gonna get a lot more playing time this year. And guess what, guys? We're ranked top 10. Our running back, our wide receivers room is ranked top 10. All right. Top 10, we are ranked top 10, our wide receivers room. All right. Now,
Nice.
the only room, well, there's two rooms that we need fixing. We need to fix the tight ends room. All right. Regardless of who we got in there, I'm not comfortable with the tight ends and I'm not comfortable with the linebackers. Other than that, I think we got good running backs. Our line is good. Our offensive line is better. Our defensive line is better. And and our wide receivers room is ranked. So I think it's time for us to just play. I'm so ready to play right now.
Hey Harry, I want to see our tight end room though. I want to see who, because you got this kid out of what's his name? God dog it, I don't remember his name.
We got a few tight ends.
We got a couple. We got two pretty good ones, I know. Then we already had like converted tight end, and then I think we had two more there. But I'm looking to see this other kid. I can't think of his name right now. Shoot,
hold up. Tim. I don't know. Maybe Tim had his coffee this morning and he had good dinner. Tim is feeling bullish on the linebackers now. Tim, if you can't come on tonight, hopefully I can catch you on Friday, on Free for All Friday when you come on the show, because you got to defend this thing right here you're putting up. Don't troll good stuff tonight, okay? You're on the positive side tonight. All right, I don't know what you're doing out there, Tim. I don't know, I don't know if you are you feeling all right? Hey Tim, blink if you're in trouble. If you need you can't. How do you blink in the chat? Hey Tim, blink if you're okay. Yeah, Tim is not. He's bullish on the linebackers. He said they're gonna be fine. I mean, okay, so let's look at the criteria as why the linebackers are going to be fine. If the defensive line is better and we got some good edge rushers, then yeah, they may be good. But it's yet to be seen because we don't have our full roster. We had almost our backup guys, our secondary or guys who were going to start, they left. So now we need to see summer ball. We need to see what happens when summer practices start, and then we can dissect those well-off media videos to figure out who's coming. Like what's good. Our starters are okay, but you can't go that far without the depth. You need DEPTH. Like we ain't got no depth. All right, so we need depth. And okay, Wild Dog is ready. He's ready to join us. Wild Dog, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Whenever you're ready, man, just unmute yourself and join the conversation, Wild Dog. Our resident troll, Mr. Seven said, "Nah, Harry, you was doing good until you said the O-line was fine. That was 100% wrong, bro. The O-line is still trash. Are they really trash? Like,
no.
Can somebody? Okay, hey Willie. Okay, if we're taking the pill, if we're taking the pill, then I want to have a good discussion on our O-line. Like, have we really taken a critical, like the extreme critical look on that O-line so that we're not shocked when they're still trash? I don't know. Willie, are you willing to say that you've really taken a critical, extra critical look on the O-line this year?
Yes, sir, I am. For the very reason that our whole O line is totally different, and with the people we've got some on paper. The people we have there are a lot better, little bit better than we have what we had last year. So that puts us
Mm.
on top right there. If you look at the people we had last year, look at what we have this year, you can say on paper we look good. So our O line, then we've got some other guys coming in. We got some depth coming in. If you look at the ones that have been recruited, I can't call any names right now, but I've been watching the people, the old linemen that's been coming in and everything. That because remember we talked a little bit about depth. Can you have too much of depth? Which was a dumb question.
Hold on, Willie. I usually don't put the trolling up here, but it's so
Oh,
funny how to put it up
don't
here.
do me like that. Okay, put him on it. Put
I'm
him on.
sorry. No, the troll. No, he is just be myself. See, you went from coming to who's to who's coming.
Hey, we'll
Why
laugh
you
at
gotta
that
be
one.
trolling?
That's funny.
Why are you
Yeah,
trolling
we'll
us like
laugh.
that? Like,
We'll
why are you
laugh. We'll
trolling us,
laugh
man?
with
Like,
him.
why you can't leave us alone, man? Why you always? Why you gotta be trolling us?
Hey, tell just be myself. I'm keeping receipts. I'm gonna
I
go
am.
back later
Oh,
on
I'm
this
gonna be
year
so petty.
when
Oh,
he's
I'm gonna be petty.
I'm
I
keeping
know these
receipts,
guys.
baby.
I know. Listen, Willie, I'm gonna be extra petty this year, bruh. I'm gonna be so petty. Even the supporters are gonna have to stop me. They're gonna be like, "Nah, okay, Harry, that's enough. That's enough. You're making us feel uncomfortable now." That's how petty I'm gonna be this year. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be so petty. Hey, Wild Dog, if you out there, you're in. You're in, man. So come on, just be myself. Stop trolling, man. That's not fair. Don't do this. Don't do us like that.
Greetings, brothers. Greetings.
Hey, man, how you doing
Hey,
today,
how
brother?
we doing? How we doing, sir?
Oh man, I'm holding on. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Another day to serve and man, I'm just content. You know.
Hey, let's start you off with this question. Have you in your private conversations, right, Wild Dog? Have you taken a like without the prime glasses, without the prime earbuds? Have you taken an extra critical look on our O line and really evaluated them? And do you sense any level of, we may have a similar issue? Like, have you taken that look in your private time? Like, this is not open. Like, are you willing to even tell us if you have?
Well, I mean, I couldn't help but do it. I mean, because I wanted to give the crew time. You know, I wanted to give Load Ho time because he's new, right?
Okay.
And then with the new guys coming in, even with Seaton coming in early, you know, and other guys coming in, I just wanted to give them time before I did that, but I couldn't help myself, you know.
So
So
have you come to any type of conclusion on us remotely being trash? Like when you say trash or concern, like what words are you using right now in your private time, in your private assessment?
in my private assessment's like, oh yeah, they're going to need the summer. They need more time, and then I'm not really, to be honest, it's like I want to dig in as far as the depth, but it's still too soon. So
okay.
So if, like, you know, with any team, if, you know, one too many players gets injured or hurt, that takes off the whole, you know, dynamic. But then that goes back to player leadership, which I feel is solidifying, and that's another issue. So player leadership is still kind of it's still a question for you. Yeah, we can see who's a dog, who's performing, and who's kind of, you know, showing up average, which average is an upgrade, you know, and then who's showing up as a dog, and then, you know, who needs more time. And then as far as leadership is concerned, that's still being shaken out, because who I thought would be the leader is being overshadowed. But then Load Holt has already seen for himself how Tyler Brown leads by example. And when he says something that's pointed, calculated, you know, for the, representing the intelligent man that he is. So we'll see how things shake out. But whoever it is, my vote again is still Tyler Brown. But whoever it is, it needs to be solidified on the player leadership. You cannot underestimate player leadership, especially on the offensive line, because it's just way too much going on. And of course, they need time. They got to have the time to gel everything together. And people would first thoughts are going to be like, oh, this is because of this is because of that, or because of all the transfer thing that's not working. People are always going to pull to their narrative. So I don't want my words misconstrued or my viewpoint misconstrued, because it's first man up. So somebody gets hurt.
I'm taking the heat on this. I'm taking the heat on this question for you.
Somebody gets hurt, it's next man up. So that's where depth come in. But unless the player leadership is 6 feet under, they always, as far as the offensive line is concerned, whether they're injured or on the field, the leadership factor is still there, especially for the offensive line. Other positions, it could be a little different dynamic where you're really more effective on the field. But when it comes to the offensive line, that's a whole different scenario. So Lord Holt is critical, and him getting comfortable and getting settled in. And then, but we kind of see where the dogs are lying. I'll give us that. All we need is one good dog to lead in that area, and I think pretty much Benson has solidified himself there. But as far as the leadership, that's still being worked out. And then we need a couple of more for depth. But it's a matter of who's going to show up, not so much as who we're going to bring in. And that's just a matter of time. Either way, it's a matter of time.
Okay. So Willie, take off your prime shades and your earbuds. All right, that has prime time on it. Take them off real quick. What is your assessment when you have, like, when you talk offline and you're like, I really love us, but what are you saying, like, offline? If you don't mind sharing, if you don't have to, you don't have to if you don't want to.
If I take my
on that O line though, the offensive line
on the O line, while you guys were talking, I was thinking, what would the line have been like if Brown had have been there last year?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Would it have made a difference somewhere had Brown been able to play last year?
Tyler Brown.
Tyler Brown, yeah.
I'm glad he didn't, man. I'm so glad he didn't. He would have been bunched up. He would have been bunched up in that.
But I don't know. He probably could have stood out at some point. He probably could have been the go-through lineman that if you want a hole opened up, or if you want protection, TB side is where you want it to come from. Now, mind you, he probably also would have to have some type of assistance, because it would take more than just him on that line.
But let me give you this thing, Willie. I was just having this conversation with my wife on the weekend. I was telling her that when I was playing soccer with my boy, right? When you talk about dogs, we were having this basketball conversation. I was like, there's only 5 guys in basketball, and you get the best of the best of the best of the best from the NBA, college ranks and stuff like that. I mean, so how is it that some teams can dominate, and yet you only got 5 people, but you're always getting draftees? So I don't get it. But anyways, that was a whole nother conversation. But I said, I know when I used to play soccer, when I used to play sports, it was me and my boy George, and we were like the dominant, the hustlers, like the eaters, like we ready to eat, right? But then you get frustrated with other people that are on the team that's not putting that same effort in it. And you're just sitting there, you're like, let's just say you run, right? I was a striker because I'm really fast, right? So I was a striker. So and then I used to play sometimes, I moved to the corner as well. If I'm on the corner and I'm playing corner and I'm sweeping, if I make that run and somebody fumbles the ball, you know how upset I'll be? And then you got other guys that are not putting in the same kind of effort. So for that, it's like, okay, do you feel like I feel like Tyler Brown would have been that dude. He would have been me when I was playing soccer. Like, he would have seen guys missing blocks,
Mhm.
and he would have lost he would have lost every marble in his senses. And he would have probably smacked somebody in the face. Because I feel like Tyler Brown takes his job very seriously when it comes to protecting Shador. So I feel like Tyler Brown would have been frustrated. So I'm glad he didn't play.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah, just wondering.
He said, X-Men said, was I skillful? No, I wasn't that skillful, but I was fast, and I wasn't as skillful. I was fast and I can kick, so that was good enough for me. Because I mean, I'm Liberian, so like one of the best soccer players in the world come from Liberia, George Weah. He was our former president, but I wasn't that skillful as a striker. But as a striker, you either know how to dribble very well, or you can run and you can control the ball a little bit. That's what I was. And then I played corner very well because I was fast. So I wasn't that skillful, but I was a hustler. I was what you call a dog's dog when it comes to like soccer, because I really wanted it. And
Mhm.
when I'm out there and somebody's not really playing the way that they're not matching my effort, it makes me feel some kind of way. Like I want to smack somebody. Like, why are you not running, bro? So yeah, man. I understand why some guys are just like they don't want to play with certain guys because they don't have the same effort. They don't have the same energy. And if you don't have the same energy, man, it's terrible. It's, oh my gosh, somebody will frustrate you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I was a striker that I can score. I can beat a lot of guys. When I first got when I first got here to America, we won the Montgomery County, like the little youth league. We won that youth league tournament in Montgomery County, Maryland. So, and I was one of the main players on that because I was so fast. Like the people they were blown away. They was like, "Oh my God, that little man is fast." I was like, "This is normal." There's people that's faster than me, so I'm like, shh. I was like, don't tell them, but I'm not even the fastest guy. I'm one of the slow ones. But they said I was fast. I was like, oh shoot. Man, but anyways. But yeah, okay, so Wild Dog and Willie, I'll tell y'all this. This is my concern. My main concern is on that O-line. I feel like the O-line is mid right now. Okay, y'all can come at me. That's fine. I'll take every bullet y'all got. Like, every shot y'all got. I think the O-line is mid because I feel like certain guys are not in right positions, and I'll start with Jordan Seaton. I feel like Jordan Seaton didn't really he didn't impress me 100%. But again, I may have to yield to Wild Dog and not go too much in. They could be mid right now, but it doesn't mean that they can't be elite by the time the summer is over. So maybe the adjustments that we're making, the things that we are working on, I don't see elite in the elite O-line or the Great Wall of Boulder. I don't see that yet from that spring game. I see good things, and I think they're much better than last year. But right now, like if I was to say, okay, what's my conversation that I'm having offline, the conversation that I keep, that at least the part that I'm willing to say, I would say they're mid right now. The O-line is mid, but they got the great potential to really put it together. And then it's all gonna boil down to how well they gel. Yeah. If they can gel, I feel like they're gonna play for each other. That's my biggest thing. I worry more about there being any rifts within that O-line. If there's like maybe the skill position players, y'all can be hot-headed. I want the ball more, blah, 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 blah. But I want that defensive line and that O-line to be selfless. And I want them to be like brothers, blood brothers, where they're going to die for each other. If I can sense that in that O-line, then Wild Dog, I think that's what you're saying, right? That leadership where everybody kind of gels and they want to play for that leader. And
yeah, I mean, all the guys have leadership qualities, but we're talking about the captain, like the second in command, where where Lodeholt could actually go to him, and then he could even deliver the message, or or take the reins. So that's what we're talking about. So with Colorado and Coach Prime, he uses leader, capital L, instead of captain. So that's what we're talking about. So the guys have leadership qualities. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the captain, the team, the offensive line captain. So who's the captain? Who's the leader in that offensive line room? So, I mean, but Harry, to be honest, as the overall offensive line, including depth, mid-average is an upgrade. From my view.
Yeah, it is.
So it's upgrades all the way around. And then
but you know why I had to be cautious saying that is because when people say, when they hear it, they're thinking like, oh, that's a indictment against Colorado, but that's
right,
not an indictment.
But that's why you got a panel, so I can you know what I'm saying? So
I'm sweating over here,
because I'm on record. I'm already on record, Harry, for saying that, right now, or at least at the time of the spring game, now it's May, that was April. So I like time stamping things because people 6 months from now will be quoting me, and I'm like, well, that was 6 months ago, homie. You know what I'm saying? So in April, the spring game, I'm on record for saying the second string defensive line looked better than the first string offensive line.
Okay.
Okay.
And I was able to say a bit why.
Hey,
go ahead, Willie.
Here's my thinking. This is how I'm thinking about it when I'm here alone. I give them the first three. I'm going to watch them the first 3 games before I make any real assessment. Because after the summer, after the summer training and everything, and they get into the season, I'll give them the first 3 games, and I'll give you an honest assessment of the line. Because after 3 games, you should be really going into a groove right now. I'll give them the first 3 games. Those first 3 games, because look, first game, everybody's going to be really, 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 really tough. So a win would help that. Then you come with another one. We got Nebraska. Okay, that's going to be kind of like a tough one when we get through that. But then we've got Colorado State. After those first 3 games, then I give you an honest assessment on say, okay, hey, we're ready to go, or we got it's gonna be a long season.
I don't think those guys are gonna. They're not. I don't see that they're gonna test us that much. But I want to deal with this real quick. Tim says, again, we're seeing something new, totally new. The days of gelling is over with the portal. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so I'll say this, right? Let me get y'all opinions too, but I'll say this. I would say the time that it took for y'all to get along, maybe you don't have that time, but I can't say that the days of gelling is over. I don't know that you can play football without trusting the guy next to you. So whatever little bit of time that they have, they better start to get along, because I think that affects elite play. That affects trust. It affects your level of play, because if the guy next to you is not giving him, he's not giving everything he has, because he wants to make sure that we together as one unit, we do this job, and they're going to talk about us individually. If they don't gel in that sense, then you can forget about it. I mean, straight up, you can forget about it. College football is never going to change in that aspect. The portal is going to change a lot of things. Yes, I'm with you on that line of thinking, Tim. But as far as the guys playing for each other, putting their lives on the line for each other, making sure that they're one body, one soul, one unit, and moving together as one unit and trusting each other, I don't think that's ever going to change in college, in football, period. The guys that win championships, the guys that are playing right now, like, take the Denver Nuggets, even though it's not football, take them for example, right? You got 2 stars on that team, and then you got the 3-time MVP, but those guys really trust each other with each other's lives, and they play for each other. All right, so I don't know that they win with just saying, oh, we got a superstar, let's just depend on this guy. Because look at Kevin Durant. All right, look at Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns. Yeah. This ain't about superstars. It's about understanding why you're playing, what you're doing on that line, and all of your all of y'all moving as one unit. So, Welly, let me get your thoughts on that. On this, the idea of gelling is over. I don't think it's ever going to be over. That aspect of gelling, not the time frame that it takes to gel, that may be over. But the idea of gelling and being and playing for each other and trusting each other, that's never going to be out of football. Willie, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Hey, Harry, that's a great observation, man. And I wrote down some things, and it goes on with what Tim was saying, but I didn't put a time limit on it. Well, it have to happen now. When you trust them, it takes time to build your trust in another person, and that means being together, spending a lot of time together, and it could happen very quickly, and some places it may take a little bit of time, but if they playing together, that trust is going to be there. The gelling is going to be there. That's when and then supporting each other. Hey, you playing another, okay, he screw up. What do? You're going to jump down his throat, or you're going to support him? Hey, man, that's okay. Get the next one, or something like that. We'll get the next one. Let's just keep going. So it's going to take that kind of attitude, I believe,
Yes.
for those guys, and they've got this, Harry, they got to see it. We can sit here and say, this is what we see, and this is what we think you guys should do. But if the player on that team is not trusting the player next to him, dude, that's going to cause some issues. But that's where the time comes in. The more time they spend together, the more meals they eat, the more time they go out, and the more they're checking each other, and when I say check each other, I mean, hey man, you need to. No, that's not checking a person. Hey man, look, you're doing good. You're doing good. We all make mistakes. So let's we got another game to play. Let's keep going. And if they're able to do that, man, CU's gonna play off the chart this year. But it's gonna take that kind of attitude. Everything, the gelling, the trusting, the combat, and even yes, Harry, some kumbaya moments,
So what do you think? What do you think about Waldo, about the concept of gelling and the time frame that it may take, like before and now? Like, I think gelling has to have a new definition. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, are we talking like in general? I mean, Colorado as a program, or we're talking still about the offensive line?
Player to player.
No, we're talking about the offensive line, and I think it was Tim that says that the days of gelling, because of the portal are over, and I don't believe the idea of gelling is over. Yeah,
because one, with recruiting, that's where they'll get more refined in their process on who's going to be a fit, right? So even in recruiting, the chemistry and the player's ability to gel is paramount. You know what I'm saying? Because the last thing you want to do is bring in someone who's going to be disruptive. And then the second thing you don't want to do is bring in someone who's going to end up having to hit the portal, or, the time you spent developing them and into them, and then them not working out when you got to see the writing on the wall. You have to do your due diligence in recruiting them. And now when somebody is on the team, speaking specifically about the offensive line, that is an ongoing, perpetual thing. Because even just getting comfortable with each other, getting comfortable with the system, right? Each week is different, right? And watching tape and anticipating what the defense is going to be giving you, and then you can't always give the defense the same exact look. It get a point where it's like you can communicate, right? Like even just in life in general. Let me go there now to that level where you can communicate without saying anything, right? And my last offensive line, well, let me go back to high school. I'm not trying to go personal, but to give you an example, we were a line technically of 2 stars and 1 3-star. But the way we all came up in and around the military, right? And there's certain codes and languages we could use that other folks didn't have a clue, right? Which made it easier for us to gel together, to communicate in different ways, saying, what this means. We got one thing that you see that you're trying to communicate, and you might have 3 or 4 ways of expressing that. And you might just be talking gibberish, but everyone understands what you're talking about. this is where it goes to a whole nother level. So there's no end to the levels of communication, gelling, and you get to the point where it's only confirmation, which just brings you tighter and tighter. It doesn't need to be said. You know, one person grunts and it's like you grunt back because everybody sees the same thing and everybody knows the adjustments already. You know what I'm saying? And the quarterback is like, that's my line. You know what I'm saying? He can just focus on his wide receivers and not have to give even a shred of second thought to his line being together and being able to being able to do their job. So definitely with the offensive line, that's perpetual in life. You know, Harry, even with your wife, there's things you like already know what she's gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Or she's finishing her sentence. This is a human experience and relationship that we have with each other. And so certain positions, it's like on the defensive side, it's like, hey, you do your job, I do my job. We're all freelance. Like being on the defensive line, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have your primary job, but it's almost like you're all kind of like part freelance, contractors, you're hitmen, you're hired mercenaries. It's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of a different adjustment. You're still communicating, work as a team, but it's got a little different twist and edge to it, versus the offensive line, the offensive team, or even the quarterback and his wide receivers. Like there was a point that Coach Neagley, Uncle Neagley pointed out. He pointed out that something that stood out to him, and I believe it was in a scrimmage before the black and gold game, official game, where he noticed that Shedeur was on a move, and before he could signal to Jimmy Horn had already had the signal up and was making the adjustment in his route. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? This is because of pre-game, hanging out before, hanging out after, those late night sessions where they're having practice, they're throwing, they're communicating, they're having meetings, all this extra time they put in to get to know each other on and off the field. That's the kind of level that you're trying to reach when you're trying to win and you're trying to win chips.
Let me add to that too. And I'll deal with this. Richard said early. It's May. We got 2 months left. I mean, for certain players, it's not really that early. I mean, we don't have that much time, but I'll talk about that in a second. But I wanted to add to what you just said. There are times where quarterbacks and their wide receivers are so on the same page or so on point that the quarterback can throw the ball even while the receiver is still running and trying to adjust with his routes. I think that's what Shedeur was talking about in one of his interviews, where he wanted to be able to be on the same page with his quarterbacks. I mean, his wide receivers. He'll throw the ball in the place where the ball is supposed to be at, and whenever they're done, they just turn around and the ball is already there, right? So I think we saw maybe 1 or 2 plays like that, where Shedeur, he would throw the ball in that location because him and the wide receiver they already know that's the play, and they know that Shedeur is capable of making that throw, and he can threat a defense. He knows exactly where the ball needs to be placed at. But the thing is, having that trust from your wide receivers, knowing that they're going to go exactly where the ball is going to be thrown. If they have that this year, oh boy, I'm telling you, if they can do a lot more of that, we saw glimpses of it last year. But again, they were not all on the same page, and there was breakups. Let's say they make 1 or 2 of those throws and get some of those first downs. You're going to see Colorado in a whole new light. The way that you see things happen, it's going to be beautiful, a synergy. But do they have that much time? Let's talk about that a little bit. Now, obviously, it's our team. Colorado's our team, and we'll say things to make sure that we kind of like we're either uplifting them or we're kind of like we say cautious things. But if we look at it, do they really have time, even though it's 2 months? Do they really have time? The reason why I'm saying this is because you have players that have not arrived to CU yet. So your core is there, but there are key players that have not either. I don't know if they mailed them the playbook or they sent up, they got the playbooks already or not. They're going to wait till they get there to make sure that they're going to be with us. But yeah, I don't this is me, guys, and y'all can have a difference of opinion. I don't believe we have that much time. That's just me. 2 months is not that much time for you to gel with your teammates and for you to learn the playbook. If you're just starting out, that's not a lot of time, because I think what Cam Michael is not there. BJ Green is not there. There's a couple of guys that are not there, and the guys that are just starting out, guys that we're still recruiting. 2 months. Keep in mind, they have to get into shape, football playing shape, like game shape. How long did it take the guys that we have currently for them to get into game shape? We got to allow that kind of time for them. So do we really have that much time? Let me hear your thoughts.
I think we do, because here's what's happening: the people that we have coming in, they weren't necessarily designated starters. See, a lot of the people that are here now, all the positions that are filled now, are going to be the starters. These guys are ready to play, so they were part of the from the beginning to the end. The other ones that are going to come in, they got to play a lot of catch up. They got to play some, and a lot of the players that are coming in are seasoned ball players. Okay, they're not freshmen. So if you're asking a junior to come in that's been playing 3 years already versus a freshman coming in and coming together, the junior is going to develop a lot faster because he's used to the whole thing. The only thing that the junior really needs to develop is his timing, and with the team and all of that other stuff. So that in itself will take a little bit of time for him. But the nucleus of the team, they've been together, 15, 16, 18 practices already. They pretty much know the playbook, and I'm pretty much the guy.
The question for you, Willie, would be depth. If your depth is supposed to be the next man up.
Exactly.
If they're not as ready as the starters, then that means that you're going to start getting you game number 4. By game number 4, you're going to be wishing that they were there like with the other guys, right?
Yep. But if they couldn't be there, they couldn't be there.
Well, I mean, but we know that. That's what we're adjusting right now. We're saying, are we being too cautious to say do they have time because they got to get in shape, right? They can't be there. But I'm saying, is 2 or 3 months enough time to say, all right, those guys are going to come in here and they're going to be ready to go? And I would have to say also, does this speak on some of the stuff that we've been talking about, the recruiting, where you have guys that are sold into the program and you've been developing them over time, and they're right there with you and they're never going to leave. And those guys, they know what to do in the off season, and some guys you don't know what they're going to do. So does that speak to it as well? That's just a question.
Yeah. Well, Harry, look, you played soccer. You're on the team. You were there from the beginning. You got another guy that transfers in. He's a good player. Do you believe that player is going to join that team and he's not in shape? He's not in game shape. You're right about that.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to come in with.
Yeah, but he is in shape to where you kick him the ball, he kick it back. He should be able to run with you, because if you are a true player and a true,
but that's the most important part, right? Game shape is the most important part. Not in shape, but game shape.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you get in game shape? You got to play the game. Is it gonna be they're gonna be a little rusty, maybe? Yeah, possibly. It probably will be. But I don't think that's gonna really affect the team as whether or not, and I know you're not saying this, but whether or not we win or lose the game. And that's going to only be in certain positions now, because we got the running backs there, we've got the wide receivers there, we've got the people there that need to be in place. And the question is, the people that's coming in now, are they going to be able to stay with the flow? They got to work their butts off, man. They got to get there. Like they got to work hard. You're already late, And them, if they're,
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Waldo, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, let me take a different spin
Mhm.
to maybe give a better full picture of it, since Willie basically covered the foundation of it. Is like, let's say, let me put it out to you like this: when it comes to sports, the most physically demanding sports is, first off, is boxing, right?
Okay.
So think about the physique of a boxer just walking around. His, what they call it, walking around weight, right? His walk around weight is, you know what I'm saying, is better than anybody, you know what I'm saying, anybody else.
Mhm.
And in most sports. And then what? It takes him 2 to 3 months to prepare for a fight, right?
Okay.
And then, you know, some people would say ice hockey. That's why you have all the pads and all the pads in the weight. But then I say football is next, because you have people on the field that you could have to have in contact with that you're completely out of their weight class. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Mhm.
If it's a run play, a lineman might mess around and put something on a safety, right? Two completely different weight classes. So these guys, especially with the transfers, it's like it's give and take, because they should be walking around in shape. You cannot allow yourself to get out of shape. And then as you coming into camp, you start to step it up at the levels to get yourself in better conditioning, right? And then with the altitude, that really means arriving early. It really does. It's not a matter of getting into camp and then adjusting to the altitude. No, it means if you're smart, and I'm sure the team is telling them, but if you want to, you know, make it easy on yourself and be smart and have a shorter curve, you have to come in early and get your, you know, your personal training and conditioning in, and get altitude ready before, you know, camp starts, before fall camp starts. That's just the honest truth.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay,
you know,
with all that being said, I'm saying, I guess the question that I'm asking y'all is 2 months enough for the guys that are not at that program yet to be ready to play the 12 games 12 Big 12 schedule?
yes, if they get altitude adjusted before camp starts.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time. Because that's what I said here. It's like, yeah, you're a professional boxer, but when you have a match coming, okay, then you have to, you know, you need time to get, you know, match ready. So you walk around, you're a football player, you're in shape, but you don't walk around in pads. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk around
That's
with
true.
somebody punching you in your mouth every 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
it's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
Yeah.
and that's why they step it up. You come in, you get evaluated by Coach Mo and staff, right? And then they tell you the truth about where you at, tell you about yourself, or congratulate you for coming in on shape. Then they write a program for you to be ready. And all you gotta do is follow that program. No matter what it is you've done to yourself or the lack thereof, there's gonna be a program for you to be ready game one. And then it's the stages. Then you put your helmets on with your jerseys. And then at some point, getting ready, then you're in pads. And at some point shortly after that, you're in pads and you're having contact. Maybe 3/4 speed, not full go. And then you got full go, full contact at some point. So it's levels and stages of gut. We call it, back in the day, we call it gut checking, gut check time, right?
Mhm.
Are you at the level you're supposed to be at or not? And then you make adjustments accordingly. But with these transfers, it's a benefit because they already been adjusted to school. They've been adjusted to this level of play for the most part. And they could come in and they should be smart enough and know to listen and come in to fall camp altitude adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And then learning the playbook. So we got the Nebraska game at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. For you guys that are in the mountain, it's going to be 7:30 for the New York Eastern Time people. So we're going to be on NBC. That's major. That's like,
say it again, Harry, because no more
major.
Pac-12 network, dog. I'm so done.
That's major. Like, yeah, the Nebraska game being on NBC, like that means people that normally watch NBC that don't even watch college football are going to tune in to this game. You see what I'm saying? And it's going to be at a time where, I mean, it's almost prime time on the East Coast. 7:30 p.m. is what it's the time that most. And then it's thank you, Richard. Richard said it's 6:30 Central. So yeah, so 7:30 is usually when things usually jump off on television. So yeah. And Tim says you're not going to come to into camp out of shape. If the coaches have them on their top list and they're out of shape, then that's on them. But yeah, so I'm thinking like the training people are keeping tabs on these guys, and they're probably working with them through Zoom and stuff like that, and giving them pointers on what to do to be ready. So I'm sure that they're but I mean again, the way that I think my assessment is based on the synergy, based on the playbook, just getting over there and getting to know the guys overall. I think that part is, because everybody that's there right now, they're kind of like they're talking about culture, and you have to unlearn a lot of things when you get there. Maybe that part is not going to take you that long, because once you get there, it only takes you a couple of weeks to understand, like, hey, nah, we don't do that over here. So that part is not going to take forever, but there is going to have to be doing, there is some things that they have to unlearn once they get there.
Harry, you know what? You just said something that's really, really important that I think a lot of us don't think about. We forgot about the technology. We have ways now of communicating with the players, over the internet, and giving them the exact program. This is what the program is about. Here's what you need to do, and give them a list of things to do. If they do those things, that's going to help them or have them already in shape. The only thing is they're not there. So it makes a lot of sense to, well, Coach, I'm going to learn the playbook. Look, we'll send you the playbook. We'll send you what you need to know right now.
I don't know that those send the playbook. That part I question. Because
I thought about that. I
thought sending your playbook out, it could get in the wrong hands.
Exactly. I thought of that. But then they may send a version of it, because you gotta have some familiarity. They may send them some simple thing that everybody runs. Okay. And so when they get there, then they'll critique those things. Well, here's what we really want you to do. So I'm going to venture out and say, yeah, because of the technology that we have, and because of the way that we have of communicating with the player, since the player isn't there, here's what he needs to know. He's got everything he needs to know. And that's why you got to be smart, man. Some of the players just like, well, I didn't know the play. Look, I could send you some information. I can send you this. Well, the reason I'm in shape because no. I sent you the program. This is what you need to do. Now, the challenge is, are you willing to do that? Do you want to do it this way until you get here? So I think you hit it right on the head, man. Because when you said that, it made me thought that.
Well, I mean, I figured that's going on, but keep in mind that the pushback on that would be Cormani McLean. Just using him as an example again. Just keep in mind he wasn't there for a while, and when he came in, he had to get into. You can see that he was in shape, right? Not like he wasn't coming like with dad bod or nothing like that, but he had to get into game shape, and then he started throwing up and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sure they work with him, and he's going to they go to the gym and they spend time, they lift and stuff like that. But yeah, the guys that come in with the game shape, when the guys that are here that have that game shape, that's an advantage on them. They're going to be able to get a lot more reps because those other guys, you put them in it, they're going to be breathing a little bit of that Denver air it's a little different. That air is not the same. Tim said he wasn't in college shape. He wasn't he was in shape, but he was not in college football shape. So when he came in, like
sound like he wasn't just ready for college. Period. He thought college was going to be
oh,
like
that's
high
what Tim is.
school.
That's what Tim is saying. Tim said he wasn't in college shape.
Exactly.
He wasn't ready for college. Period.
He wasn't, man. Ooh. Yeah.
Y'all keep taking your shots. I'm keeping receipts for Kwamani too. Y'all keep taking your shots, your little sly shots at Kwamani. When Kwamani gets to Florida and he starts beasting in the SEC, all right, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be like, Andy.
Right.
I want, you know what? I want him to do that, man. I really want him to do that. Let's see if he can do it.
Because Harry, people came down on Kwamani about look at him, this and that, and he's throwing up. It's like, yeah, part of that is the altitude, but the other part of that, what I'm saying, is Coach Mo and crew, because I recall the same, when guys come in and not quite in the shape they needed to be in, they was throwing up at JSU. And here in Texas, you ain't even had a real good workout yet until you throw up.
Yep.
And then somebody throws up, then it's like, okay, let's call in time on this and see y'all later this afternoon, 2 or 3 days, you know what I mean? So until somebody throws up, then that's a signal, okay, we pushed the limits, let's call it in, see y'all in a few hours, you know what I'm saying? So
or they'll do this here. He threw up, okay, let's continue practicing, let's go. Because that was the thing, if I was playing and I got sick, you throw up, man, look, it's time to go home now. No, you get back out there and finish playing. And
all right, guys, so we got a few more minutes to the show, guys. If you want to call in, join TLPlive@gmail.com. That is the email, join TLPlive@gmail. I want to change the conversation a little bit about the college football being now the Power Four. With the Power Four, do y'all think that Colorado and the bottom half, let's just say the Big 12, the Big 12, what else is there? You got the Big 12, you got the SEC, you got the Big 10, and what's the fourth? What's number?
We talking about the ACC?
The ACC. So, do y'all think that college football is going to split the Big 12, the ACC, and have 2 different leagues? Do you think that's going to happen? Because I think I don't know if was it Georgia's coach or somebody said that they believe that college football, that the NCAA, or they're gonna take football and they're gonna split it into 2 different leagues, because they think like Alabama and like the Georgias, they're doing something totally different in the SEC. So do y'all think that like we're gonna see a time where college football is gonna be split, where the bottom 2 teams are going to be playing by themselves, and the Big 10 and the Big 12 are going to duke it out? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it really matters.
Why you say that?
Because of the way that the system is set up. At the bottom line of this whole rearrangement or moving stuff around, it's all about the dollar. So it doesn't matter who's on top and who's on bottom. The powers that be will set things up it has to be financially feasible for them to do what they're doing. They're not going to do it to make anybody happy or put you on the bottom or put you here. That's going to make your schedule better here. If I put you here, if you're there, your schedule's going to be weaker or whatever. It has nothing really to do with that. At the end of the day, the bottom line is the money. How much money can they generate from doing that? And is it,
they first of all, if you just make two, if you split it, the big guys, they can split the pot a lot easier for them.
Yeah.
So you got the 2, you got the Big 10 and the SEC. They look like because I mean they'll compete for whatever's going on, or they might just split off the SEC from the rest of us, the rest of us bottom dwellers over here. They might just split off the SEC and then say, okay, y'all go over there, y'all go do your thing, and then the rest of us are going to come over here and play regular college football because y'all are on a whole nother level. We can't even You know,
And-
you're not going
and
to
you
be
know-
able to compete with that.
And Harry, you know what that's going to be based on also? How the number of students you have attending your school, the number of students, how big your school is, okay? And you know the schools that generate the most money, it's pretty much, unless they're in a certain location, it's pretty much is based on your school or your student population. I mean,
How big is Alabama? How big is Georgia? How big are the SEC schools? Are they
yeah,
are they
that's
that
what-
much bigger than everybody else?
No, we just have to check it out and see. That you need to do research on that to find out how big they are. I would think that
but
Georgia.
you're the one saying it, so why are you telling me to do the research?
I'm saying it because
you're
I thought
saying
about
it's
it. and I
based on
never-
population.
Yeah, but that's because when I played and when I was playing and everything, the school that I played against, it was always we were like almost had the same population or the same number of students that the other school had, and so that was our determine whether or not we can win the game or not, because we were a much bigger school than them, so that means we had a little bit more, to offer. You see what I'm saying? So I would have to really do some real some research on those schools to see who, based on the student population, because at the end of the day, Harry, that's what they're going to base the realignment of. Or if they align, however they're going to align it, they're going to base it on the number of students.
But
you have
what about the
within
small
school.
schools with big pockets?
Yeah.
What about those small schools that have big pockets? Because you got some small
So-
schools with big. Like if we were to just say, well, yeah, I mean, you got some some FCS schools that have really big pockets, so they can play in that FCS championship. But you got some small schools that have some big pockets, and they
But
can
that's
compete.
the question. Yeah, that's the question you got to ask for. Or your pocket is big enough to compete?
I think that
Or
is
your
that is the
pocket
general
deep
question.
enough?
So
if
this is
it's-
the question. The question is, do y'all think they're gonna split? They're gonna split based on the level of play. Based on the level of play. So is it gonna be what do y'all think is the top conferences? Isn't the would you not say is the SEC and the Big Ten? Are those not the top conferences, or is it the SEC and the ACC? Then again, does it matter with the sport? Because I think some schools are better at basketball. Some schools dominate at basketball, and then they don't do as well in football.
Hey,
So do they
Harry, at
even-
least the meat on the bone for me now.
Oh, but no, you can jump in here. I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Because
Go
look,
ahead,
Harry,
Rod Dog. Go ahead,
Look,
break it down for me.
look, Harry. I mean, in my recollection, because it's not that I'm an old man, but I watched a lot of black and white film when I was growing up with my grandfather, with my uncles. So, I mean, this isn't the first time that this kind of rumbling has happened, right? So, in this century, if you go back the last 100 years, this is probably at least the third time that a push like this was being flexed. Honestly, being flexed and made. And in recent history, the most, like you talk about other sports, in recent history, the flex was with basketball. We talk about different sports and being able to compete. So the power of basketball teams, and many of them small teams, which didn't even have football. Some of them still don't have football, right? Some of these schools, the only sport they have is men's and women's basketball, okay? And everything else is intramural, right? So let's be real about it. So basketball thought, okay, we should split off and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And you know what the NCAA's answer was? Expanding March Madness to 64 teams. And that nipped it in the bud. So now you got all this rumblings about college football and reorganizing and splintering off, and the NCAA might be sued into non-existence. We have to prepare and blah, 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 blah. And what was the NCAA's answer already? To expand the playoff.
Oh, that was
That's
the
already
12-team playoff expansion is part of that conversation.
That's a check. In chess, we call that a check.
Okay,
So that's the answer. Now, how effective it'll be with football, that's a different scenario, right? but there's nothing to keep them from expanding it again.
But no, but I mean, we start with 12, and then you're going to get other teams and other conferences start to make that push to say, hey, 2024 was cute, that was nice, but let's expand it, because if you got teams like, if the FCS teams are like North Dakota State are beating FBS teams, then let's go ahead and let's expand that a little bit more.
Yeah, and now if for some reason they get a lot of traction or movement, right, then the next move would be to create a third subdivision, a third level within Division I football.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we have FBS, we have FCS, then you can have a third. But
the independents have to align with a certain. Yeah, the independents have to choose. They gotta.
Yeah,
they gotta choose where they want to go.
Yeah, but to be honest, this 12 team playoff, they can rumble all they want, and those are people and boosters and people with money will. But that, for me, that pretty much nipped it in the bud, Harry. I mean, it's a legitimate conversation, but
you think we're gonna stay there? I think.
The 12 team playoff nipped that in the bud. They're going to leave the party where all the real big money is with a 12. Yeah. So that expansion includes basically the entire country instead of just, this part or that part of the South. That should fully encompass the entire country.
But Waldo, that's a one gamer. If your big schools get beat, bruh, we're gonna have a problem. If your big schools get beat and they get out and they get put out, and then you have a bunch of no-name schools in there, you're gonna have another problem. Then you're gonna have to come back to the table and say, yeah, this is not good.
Yeah. And we've talked about North Dakota State, so we already know that FCS teams have punched FBS teams in the mouth before. So
yeah,
we're not talking in la la land here. It's facts. It's a matter of record that FCS teams have beaten the FBS teams. So within the FBS, it's possible within the FBS that anybody can beat anybody else on any given on any given Sunday. or any given Saturday, any one FBS team really has a potential to beat any other FBS team on any given Saturday. It's one game, one shot.
Isn't it complicated when you have your schools that are basketball powerhouse and then they don't have a football powerhouse? Like, I know Kentucky for basketball. When people said Kentucky had a football team, I was like, oh, they do? I know Kansas for basketball. I didn't know they had a football team. Like, there are powerhouse basketball. When we got to Colorado with Coach Brown, and I looked at the map of the aerial map of what schools were in our circle, I saw a bunch of powerhouse basketball teams. I didn't know they were good at basketball, at football. I was like, oh shoot, these are the basketball teams that you see in the Final Four every year.
Yeah. Hey, Harry B. When they did that expansion, it's like us basketball heads, it's like, oh, we knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? Teams that would normally get snubbed were in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna learn today about St. John's, you're gonna learn today about Gonzaga, you're gonna learn today about, these little, you know what I'm saying? These small schools who are, powerhouse, basketball teams. And then again, with the expansion, organizations get excited. You go from good and you say, hey, we can easily go from good to elite. You know what I'm saying? Or where basketball programs may have, been shut down or defunded for the sake of academics. A lot of the academia, like your Princetons and your Yales, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Those teams got their funding boosted because nothing promotes and creates revenue like sports. So when that March Madness expansion, and you had these, and it wasn't the first year, Harry. if I recall correctly, that second year we had our first, just that quick, we had our first Cinderella team that nobody knew about, nobody cared about. You know what I'm saying? Making it to the Sweet 16, had no business being in the Sweet 16, but knuckled up. You know what I'm saying? And busted some heads. So just in the second season of expansion in the March Madness, we had our first Cinderella team. So I expect something similar. I expect something similar with this college football expansion. That somebody's going to show up who wouldn't normally show up.
When do you think they're going to expand it to 20-something, to 24? And then eventually, we're getting to basketball. That's where it's going. We're going to get to this basketball number because it's got to, people are fighting.
It's in stages. The committee, the council has, certain triggers, things they look at and they debate, and I feel like the 12-team expansion was a little bit late, but they were focused on how they were going to handle the portal, and they had other issues to deal with legally, with the collectives and the NIL situation. So they had a lot going on. So I don't blame them. But the 12-team expansion was, I think, was meant to be sooner.
So yeah, that's what Marie S is saying. Like UConn, Walker said when he came, he said that when he came over, that school is known for basketball, not football. That's one of the reasons he left. Yeah, I mean, I don't know UConn for football. I know UConn for basketball. I follow college basketball more than I did football, but because I followed basketball, you couldn't help but to hear about their football team. Like Duke is basketball. I didn't know they had a football team. Like that was nice, And then what's weird is like now you got Alabama for football, but now they're going to they're winning in basketball too again. So it's like, wait, you can't have a both. Don't do this.
They got A.B. Johnson over there. They got a coach, man. They got a coach. They help boost the program.
Like, come on now, you can't have both basketball and football. Hold on, what schools have both basketball and football?
Well, my Louisville Cardinals do now. My Louisville Cardinals do now.
USC. USC is probably the biggest. Is USC the biggest name with football and basketball? Like powerhouse in both. Who has powerhouse in both?
Well, powerhouse in both.
Yeah.
Well, at one point, USC were they had a pretty good, really good football team. There would be with a couple of national champions in there. USC basketball program, I think, that was UCLA, John Wooden, but they.
USC is good. Like you got your football teams that are
and
good,
UCLA was good too.
But Harry. I mean, you're asking the question, but your premise is right. There really isn't, and that's why the strong basketball programs, the basketball blue bloods, almost kind of flipped. You know what I'm saying? To do their own thing. So I mean, people
in basketball that much.
People are mentioned, but you use the word powerhouse. So you can have a flash here and there. Your school has money. You have multi-sport athletes. You can attract athletes. So like LSU has done some things. Florida, UCLA was really strong, known as a basketball school, but they have developed. I even from my high school had guys go over to UCLA. Our blue chips, we had 4 blue chips, as a matter of fact, go to UCLA at one year. But to really say they're a powerhouse in football too, no. Their programs on one side or the other has shown some flashes and coming along, but to say they're like straight solid year in and year out to compete, no. Like 10 wins in football.
When did Kentucky become a good football school?
Like when you say that, Harry, I'm thinking, okay, 10 plus wins in football and 20 plus wins in basketball. No, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no. When I say elite in both,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, if you're looking at USC, okay, somebody's counting Juju over in the women's basketball team. We're talking about men's football.
That's what Tim is saying.
Women don't play football, so we're talking about men's football and men's basketball. So
yeah, that's why LSU. I never knew LSU was both. So when Tim says LSU, I was like, hold up, I don't remember hearing LSU in basketball. LSU in women's basketball, not men's basketball, right?
And then Samuel Flowers is talking about Kentucky. I'm from Kentucky, but Kentucky is straight strong basketball program. So
yeah, I know Kentucky. I went to Kentucky and I had the chicken. The chicken is good, but I don't know about the I don't know about the football.
Really?
Look, the Wade brothers left Kentucky to come play for Coach Prime at CU. So
yeah,
I'm gonna let that stand for itself. You know what I'm saying? The Wade brothers. But
when was Kentucky good?
In football, they had their flashes, but my Louisville Cardinals have been better at football. When we finally got a coach, my Louisville Cardinals have a Heisman Trophy winner in Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, Kentucky's behind Louisville in football, and we already have a Heisman Trophy winner and more bowl wins.
Wait. Louisville, they're Cardinals as well. They're like
Cardinals.
So they use the S, not Stanford. Stanford is just the singular color. They're the colors.
Yeah.
But your Louisville, are they the bird or are they the color?
Louisville Cardinals,
both,
right?
Both.
It's still
They use the bird.
It's
so
red,
with the Cardinals, our bird is prominent and unique. You know, so if you look at Arizona Cardinals or this and that, our trademark, our mascot is specifically unique.
Right. Stanford is the color, the singular color. So,
bird, man.
Well, you're saying Louisville. Hold up. Stand by. Wait quick. The Louisville is good in football. What year? What year did you stop? What year did you stop peaking?
We started peaking in the late '90s, holding strong. But then we had a coaching change. But then we got our coach back, and then, like I said, we have a Heisman Trophy winner. So that's all key signs when you have a prominent football head coach, and then you actually produce a Heisman Trophy winner. These are all indicators of a developed program.
Well, that's but it was like.
But the basketball is always going to overshadow the football. So
that was like a flash in the pan, though, with Kentucky, man. With the Kentucky, that was like a flash in the pan.
And then in the portal, Louisville is just behind CU in transfers rankings. If I remember the last ranking, they may have been third or something like that. You know, don't have me lying to you, but I know we're at least top 5 at least. We've been right up there to top 10, moved it to the top 5.
You talking about the transfer portal?
Yeah, for football. Yeah. So players are coming. We're recruiting, and players are wanting to come to Louisville.
Oh, that's best coaches. Hold on. What do I got? What do I have? Alabama hot board. Oh,
so I mean, do we have any national championships? But no. But you have a championship caliber head coach, and like I said, not to sound like a broken record, but Lamar Jackson is no joke. Yeah, he came out of the University of Louisville.
What year was that? What year was that championship? I mean, that Heisman.
Oh, I don't remember. I mean, he's been in the league now. Shoot, 9 years, 8-9 years.
What does the Heisman do for Colorado? Okay. Let me multi-layer this question. What does the Heisman and a number one overall draft pick do for Colorado? Let me hear from your thought. Let me get you, Willie. Let me get you first, Willie. What does that do for Colorado football recruiting?
Other than bragging rights, that's all. It doesn't do a whole lot for it because Colorado recruiting is good right now because Prime is there. I mean, you would have, if you have a Heisman and a number one, you said number one, that would be like
bragging rights?
It's bragging rights and icing on the Heisman Trophy is going to be icing on the cake. That's it. I mean, it's not going to do anything terrifically special for it because everybody wants to come to Colorado anyway.
No, that's not true. Hold up.
Yeah.
Are you
smoking
Colorado?
Everybody wants to come and play for Coach Prime. Everybody wants to come and coach for Coach Prime.
That's not true. That's not true.
Why isn't that true? They didn't want to go to Colorado before. Not a
You
lot
said
of people?
everybody wants to play for Prime, and I'm telling you, I'm pushing back saying that's not true.
Okay, so what's your pushback?
The pushback is like you're getting there are okay. For you to say everyone wants to play for Prime, that statement boils
The
down
vote?
to who are we
Mhm.
getting, because we're getting a lot of guys that are not committing to Colorado. They're going to other. We're not getting the top prospects. So then,
Oh,
if we're not getting the top
okay.
prospects, then
Okay,
that statement
I'll put it
can't
this
stay in
way
water.
then. I won't say everyone. I say most of the guys, the majority of the guys want to come and play for Coach Prime. There's a
You
lot
can't
of
even say
guys that they
that.
want to.
You can't. You will
Some,
not be able to survive that argument.
it's
You
the
won't be able
second.
to
This
survive
the
that.
second year though. The second year.
Well, okay, all right, Waldo. What do you think? Do you agree with Willie that either everyone's or most of the guys want to play for Prime? Is that your? Do you agree with that statement? And what does the Heisman and the in a first round draft pick do?
Oh, I think with the exposure of the program that Coach Prime has developed, I mean, there's plenty of players that would be like, "Oh, I'd love to play there," you know, but then no, oh man, I don't. It would be nice, but that ain't me. And then on the other hand, it does a job of filtering out. So there's guys that be like, oh no, I'm not down for that. I'm not going for that. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's a double-edged sword with the exposure, the media exposure. And so, but as far as the Heisman Trophy, I mean, CU has one national championship and one Heisman Trophy winner. So again, developing Heisman Trophy candidates, even not even necessarily winners, but developing Heisman Trophy candidates is a clear indicator of a quality football program, or even the progression of a quality football program. CU fell off, but for quite a bit of long time there, they were competing, they were on the national stage, and of course fell off. But again, the chip and the Heisman Trophy winner are clear indicators.
So, I mean, I like what you said about the fact that it changes the conversation, or at least it makes your argument, it bolsters your argument. I think that helps to push the argument of, hey, we got Heisman. We got a Heisman in a couple of first rounders, because besides Travis and Shador, we're thinking that Shiloh's going to go what? Shiloh might go 5th or 6th round, right?
And who knows? He may.
As a safety, he might go 5th or 6th round. And I think our wide receivers, maybe we might have a couple of guys that may be invited to the combine.
Hey, Harry, I just have a different spin on that, because I'm like, I don't care if you go first round or the morning after. If you get picked up by a team, you get picked up by a team. The Hall of Fame is full of 3-star players or undrafted players.
Mm-hmm.
But that helps. Like I said, the conversation. I mean, I want Colorado to be able to go into some of these rooms, and
so I mean,
to at least start having.
You're right, Harry, but think about this year. Weaver and Dominic got picked up by teams, and I think a third, and then even a player that came in, was recruited and came in and developed under Prime from JSU. So even though they weren't so-called drafted, right? You put the butts in the seats. That's what matters. So even though it was what we call the morning after,
is still out on that. We gotta hold fast on that talking point, because the jury's still out. These guys got to make these teams for us to be able to use these arguments in a debate. We're gonna have to hold that argument until training camp is over, and these guys take a 50.
I disagree, Harry, because
I kind of disagree too, Harry, on that. I'm gonna tell you
because without Coach Prime, they don't. Weaver doesn't get his individual scout day.
Yeah.
Without
and
Coach Prime's,
Well, no, I mean that's fine.
Coach
But
Prime's
that's your
influence.
pushback.
Neither one of them
Just
dudes.
in there
Neither one of the dudes have contracts, in my opinion.
But right,
how many-
I can agree with you on that. But I mean, is that your pushback? That is just we're okay with just getting an invitation and then we don't make the team. That's then we.
Well, it's on the
we
player.
can
It's
still
not on
be in a
Coach
debate
Prime.
with that.
Coach Prime can only
exactly.
get you there. He can't do it for you.
Yeah. And see,
No.
the opportunity that they have to do that, to come out of, come on Coach Prime and say, well, okay, I have the opportunity to go. And like Adolph said, it's up to them to make it. They've got to, and I mean, that's a story. Man, you mean to tell me, it's like Prime said, I'm going to bet on me. You give me the opportunity to get in there, I'm going to bet on me. That's a lot.
But are you considering the politics and the bureaucracy that goes into making the team?
I don't care about the politics in the
You got to care. What do you mean?
But see, this is
what do you mean? Who
but
cares?
this is
You got to
because
care. If we're talking about,
because
let me break it down. Let me say this, and then y'all can have it. Like y'all do understand, like there are agents and people that put certain players in that line to make sure that their guy gets through, right? And sometimes you gotta, like, their guy has certain reps that they have to take. So it's a long shot for the guys that are signing and the guys that are invited. So the invites and the signees, they have an uphill battle because the guys that are drafted, they got first dibs and they got a 53-man roster to make. So like the bureaucracy that goes into that it plays out in the end. If you listen to what's his name, you listen to the Lou. If you listen to the comedian Lou, his story when he was being interviewed by what's the quarterback from the former quarterback from Carolina that got jumped. His name slips my mind. Anyway, when he was being interviewed by him, Cam Newton, right? If you listen to his story, like he tells you in his story that there's a lot of you got to go through that bureaucracy because there's guys that are put there and their guy have to get reps. So if you're in one of those situations, you have a very uphill battle to fight. So I don't agree with y'all saying that it's just good enough to get there. I'll push back hard on that one and say it's not. To me, it's not good enough to just get there. I think for Coach Prime to be solidified, I feel like one of those players have to make that squad. It's not good enough to just say I got him there. I don't think that holds water.
Okay, Harry, this might agree with you and it might not. Let me give you an example. There was a friend of mine years ago that went to he played at Southeastern Louisiana University. He got drafted by the New Jersey Nets back then, okay? And he was the last one to get cut, the very last one to get cut. And they told him, the only reason that we're cutting you because there was a guy here 1 year before you, the guy that was here last year. I mean, he's here, okay? And that's the only reason why he did. He didn't say, well, you're better than him or you're just as good as him. But his demonstration was that he belonged there. The Nets got rid of him for that reason. That's why I've always hated the politics of football and basketball, because it's not so much what you know.
It's not just skill.
Yeah, not so much what you know. It's
right.
who you know.
Well, that's why I was saying the bureaucracy of making the team is not. It ain't just easy. Like, oh, you can run fast and stuff. You can run faster than the next guy, but if his guy, let's say his guy has an agency that has a player that the team wants or the general manager wants, and if you're not taking his guy, you're going to take some, if you're going to take an Xavier Smith or no name from Colorado, then I'm not doing business with you with my other guy. So that's real. I'm not just talking hot air. That's real. It's a real thing. All right. So at the end of the day, bureaucracy can win out. But what I'm saying is, it's not enough for Coach Prime to say, I got 2 guys signed or I got them on the practice squad. The argument becomes solidified when these guys start to make these teams. Now, we get Shador in. That's going to bolster our conversations in the recruiting rooms. When we're sitting before mom and dad, we get Travis in. I think some people know that it's a shoe-in. The argument becomes very solidified when the other no-name, not as bigger names, when they start getting signed and making these 53-man rosters, and then start catching passes or start running or start getting stats on the defense or something. That's when Coach Prime can really start flexing his muscles. Getting them there, it starts the conversation, but it definitely doesn't keep the conversation going when the next thing comes up is going to be, well, they didn't make the team. That's not a strong argument.
I don't know, Harry, but it's been 3 full seasons. The first season at JSU was like a broken asterisk kind of season. So 3 full seasons, that's 1, 2, at least off the top of my head without researching it, 4.
Okay.
FCS
who
and
made
FBS players.
Who made it from Jackson State?
Aubrey Miller, and then I can't remember
Who does he play for?
And then
we got one guy at Detroit.
He was with Miami, then he got cut, but he went into the season again. That's not. I think the other guy, I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I want to say Wiggins or something, but I can't. I remember seeing an interview where he was confirming it, and but yeah. So I mean,
who does he play for?
I can't think right off the top of my head, dude.
There's a linebacker.
My computer wants to slow for me to pull it up right now.
The linebacker that played for Detroit that went to Jackson State made the team.
My point is, we got to check. You got. Hey, Willie, check your stats. Make sure you right. We gotta make sure there was a cornerback that went to the NFL. Aubrey Miller was the linebacker. But I want to know, like, I'm still resolving in what I'm thinking. Coach Prime is on the right track because his son and Shiloh, his 2 sons, and Travis are going to get there. But I think the true test is going to come when the guys that are not superstars like those guys, when they start to make the teams and they start to put up stats in the NFL, that's when that conversation is really going to be solidified.
But Harry, it's just not players though either. Coach Prime, what was it? I can't think of the guy's name. Was he a defensive end coach that went on to the NFL? So Coach Prime is already sending coaches and players to the NFL. He's doing his part already. Coaches and players to the NFL already. That's just facts.
You're talking about the guy that went to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, like, we know it's. I'm talking about.
I know you feeling the way you're feeling, but I'm just saying, it's Coach Prime. His job is to bring in the best players, bring in the best coaches, and you do that by being a pipeline to the NFL. If coaches may not want to stay at college, they may want to go coach and be on the scene of the NFL. So whether it's coaches, staff, trainers, players, and then it's Coach Prime's entire network. So it's not just Coach Prime, it's not just Coach Warren Sapp, it's not just Coach Lowenholt, it's not just Coach Shermer, it's not just Coach Livingston. I mean, it's not just Mathis. It's not just. I mean, it's a lot of NFL experience over there. It's a lot of connections over there.
You're playing right into the Colorado playbook.
So it's not just on Coach Prime. He's put together a whole entire crew that is screaming NFL pipeline, and he's already proven it. So there's a lot of legitimate, facts and scenarios and proof. This is players and coaches alike. When you go sit at the table to have that conversation about you want to go play at the NFL, then you need to get with us.
The Isaiah Bowden, is he still with the New England Patriots?
I don't know.
Bolden,
Well,
thank you,
well,
Marcus.
I
That's
don't
his
know.
name.
I don't know if he's there, but James Houston. Thank you, Marcus. James Houston was the guy. He's
Is
with
he
Detroit.
still with the Patriots?
Who?
Yeah, I think if I think correctly, Bolden got like a 3-year, like a normal rookie contract.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, the talking heads, the people that talk for the sport, to effectively have the recruits floodgates open for Colorado, we're gonna have to start putting guys like when Shador makes it, Travis makes it. That's gonna be our best. I would say next year is gonna be the next recruiting cycle is gonna be the best argument for Colorado, because now we can say, well, yeah, we put this person there, we put that person there, and these guys are first round draft picks. That argument is going to be a lot stronger for Colorado going forward, and because Colorado has a lot of. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw the video that I did when I first got here, but Colorado has a lot of NFL former NFL players and NFL players right now. So Colorado, like, the recruiting is going to. This is why I'm saying this, because I want us to be in the football conversation. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want us to be in the actual football conversation. For us to get in the football conversation, it's going to take these things, because you cannot deny, oh, we got Travis there. You cannot deny they're going to move the goalpost is going to move again. Trust me. Well, Travis, he was a superstar. Travis was one of the best players. So Shador was one of the best players. But can you get blue collar guys in the NFL? I think that's where the conversation is going to move. Once we get Shador and Travis in, I think the conversation, the goalpost moves back to blue collar. Do y'all agree with that or not? Because I think that's where it's going.
I don't understand. I don't understand what you mean, because this is Colorado.
Well, because they're considering Travis and Shador to be superstars, but the blue collar guys are going to be either your O linemen or guys that don't necessarily have a name.
Well, okay, but it's kind of not that what you're saying is weak. It makes it kind of weak on this end, because this is our second year and we're talking about it. This is Coach Prime's second year. Haven't even played the second season yet, and we're talking about it now. So are we talking potentially?
I'm talking about recruiting. I said
it's all potential.
But listen to what I'm saying. You're not hearing me. You're swallowing that Colorado pill. Take out the pill out your mouth.
I got a slapper on my.
Take your Colorado earbuds off.
I got a slapper on my computer. I'm gonna find it. You won't even see it come in.
Hey, look, Harry.
Harry, conversation. Yeah,
Harry. I want to reemphasize a statement I made earlier: is that having Heisman candidates. Having Heisman candidates is sufficient to propel your recruiting efforts. NFL aside, if you have candidates for the Heisman Trophy, you on the map. Because
X-Men is playing right now. Let's go X-Men.
Because then the NFL thing, that's more on the players' end. But if you as a head coach, you as a program are developing Heisman candidates, like you have players not even winning, you have players year in and year out that's even within the breath, even getting a Heisman vote is recruiting gold in college football.
Hey man, look, y'all got X-Men doing your job for y'all. I'm putting the test to y'all to test. Look, X-Men just told y'all that Cheto is going to the NFL. Justin Mayers is going to the NFL. This is what y'all supposed to be giving me here. Y'all are on this panel. Y'all supposed to be listening to these people. So this is
Harry, you listening to the chat and not to the panel. You were shutting us down.
I'm watching the chat, Harry. I'm watching.
You were shutting us down.
I'm looking at it.
I'm not shutting you down. I'm challenging y'all. I don't shut people down. I challenge y'all.
To the chat and not to your panel.
Well,
if
guys,
But the panel not doing their job right now. So what do you want me? What do you want from me? Like,
But
none of these guys have made a team. That's what you said.
listen, y'all not doing your job.
The potential. That's what we were talking
You
about.
said none of these guys have made a team.
Will's drinking the Kool-Aid so much, he just, Coach
said
Prime is going to be
potential.
fine. I'm not.
None of these
that.
guys have made a team. None of these guys have made an NFL team. That's what you said. That was your
1 year.
That was the standard you made, Harry. Okay, enough of all that.
Y'all
We
don't
need
even
guys
know-
to actually
y'all
be an
so
NFL
upset.
team.
Y'all are
You
so
moved the
salty right
goalposts.
now.
You moved the goalposts, Harry.
He sure
You moved
did.
the goalposts.
Big
No,
time.
you're just
That's
salty
on
right
you,
now.
dog.
Y'all,
Then
hold on.
you're going to go listen to the chat and not us.
Yeah.
Waldo, you're so salty right now. You don't even remember the original question. Remember the original question was, if Shador wins the Heisman and we're able to get the first round draft pick, right? Y'all got the Kool-Aid so up, in your ears. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. I said, how is it going to help recruiting if we get the Heisman and we got a number 1 overall draft pick? That was the original line of questioning. I'm talking about recruiting
And I
and
addressed
how.
both. I addressed both.
Right, but then I said, listen.
As I said,
and
it
then
doesn't
the
matter whether you go.
conversation-
Whether you go, I said whether it doesn't matter whether you go first round, first pick, or the morning after. And then
Well, Willie said that it was just bragging rights. I don't think it's just bragging rights.
Yeah, you don't have to win the Heisman. All you have to do is have potential. You don't have to have candidates, legitimate candidates. You just have to have people speaking about your player or players as a potential. All you need is a potential Heisman candidate.
No, because no,
And
it's
it's
not
gold.
just potential. Listen,
It's gold amongst recruits.
the
I'm
door
trying to
was
tell you, Harry.
potential.
It's gold.
Shot,
It's gold. You're
All right,
going
you
as
know what
far
you're
as
saying?
winning the Heisman. I'm trying to tell you, you
know
don't
what
even have
you're
to
saying is
win it.
gold?
You don't even have to be a candidate. All you have to do is have someone who's a potential
Wild dog.
candidate, and that's recruiting gold.
Wild Dog, listen. Are you gonna keep singing to the choir, or you gonna keep drinking this Kool-Aid? Listen to me.
I
Remember
don't drink
Travis
Kool-Aid,
Hunter?
I drink green tea.
Well, you're drinking the Colorado Kool-Aid. You're not listening. Remember Travis Hunter and Shador started off the season being Heisman candidates. Remember?
And that confirms my position.
What do you mean?
We answered the question.
They were spoken about as potential
Right.
Heisman candidates, but they weren't actually candidates in the end. But it did the job, didn't it, Harry? Aren't we getting these great transfers? Aren't we getting all these great players still coming in? Isn't the high rate of visiting closures high? Are we still at 95% closing when players come to visit?
Why are you talking like I'm against you?
Because you pushed my button talking about I didn't understand the question when I addressed the question backwards and forwards.
No, but
Yeah.
listen. Remember, I said blue collar. That's when X-Men started unleashing his wrath on y'all. Because when I started talking about blue collar, y'all were still drinking the Kool-Aid. And
Well,
X-Men was like, let me help this guys out. He
Carmani's
said,
blue collar. Carmani's blue collar.
Cormani? Did you say Cormani? What?
Well, let me tell you.
That came out of left field.
X-Man. Tell X-Man get his butt on the phone, man. Get on the chat.
X-Men is in South Africa.
X-Men, you heard him shut us down. X-Men, you heard him shut us down. We talking about all these. We talking about the players that got contracts. Like, no, they need to make the team. And then X-Men comes in listing all these potential NFL draftees. And then Harry gets his whistle wet and gets all warm and fuzzy about the list. Shutting down guys that are actually with teams.
It was the blue collar. It was the
Coach Prime. Coach Prime has 4 active players in the NFL, and Harry's like, "No, look at X-Men giving me the list of all the potentials. We gave you a list of active players. You was in your Kool-Aid.
Why are you so salty right now?
You was in your Kool-Aid. Put down the rum, Harry. Put down the rum. What's in that cup, dog?
Why are you so salty right now? Why are you so salty right now? Why, dog? I mean, oh man,
because it's provocative, Harry. It's provocative. That's why.
I'm just challenging y'all. Y'all gonna come on this panel. Y'all gotta be ready like X-Men. He's all the way in South Africa, and it's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's more sharp and y'all over here, y'all drinking the Kool-Aid. I just
We
want y'all
talking
to
about
stop.
we old men that's past our bedtime anyway. What you talking about? It might as well be 3 a.m. for
No,
us.
it ain't.
What you
No,
talking
Mark,
about, man?
It's the equality. It's 3 a.m. for y'all. I was trying to get y'all to go to the blue collar conversation. All right. All jokes aside, let's go to the blue collar conversation. Let's talk about the blue collar recruits. For us to be able to get a lot of those Nebraska guys, for us to be able to get those workhorses, we need to put some blue collar guys in the NFL. I'm talking about solid NFL. I ain't talking about they got a visit or their uncle got them through the back door. They went and they smelled the equipment. They left out as soon as they got there. They was out of there. I'm talking about guys that are going to be there, just like the Colorado team, the Colorado guys that got in, and they're still there. You see what I'm saying? We get some of those blue collar guys like Chitto, like your Justin Mayers. Even though I don't know, do y'all think Colorado gets the full credit for these U-Haul players? Does Colorado get the full credit for the U-Haul players? Because the way I look at it, I would say that we get some of these blue collar guys in the NFL, and that changes the dynamics because now you got three top players: Shiloh, Shador, Travis, and then go ahead.
Look, Harry. Before I forget, Harry. Look, just because look how many teams these guys get recruited by.
What is that noise? Is that who's that?
My bad. It's time to take my bedtime meds, Harry.
Oh man, that's you. That's your alarm.
My apologies, sir. My apologies. I turned my audio off, but that alarm comes through regardless. My apologies.
Oh, okay. It is 10 o'clock. So let's wrap this up. Go ahead.
No, I'm just half serious, half joking, Harry. You know me. But
I know.
But anyway, I'm just getting started. I could go another 3 hours, but
I can't.
I'm just saying once I get going. But Harry, it's like a lot of these players that are players that are under radar. They may only get 2 or 3. They only may get looked at by 2 or 3 teams and one serious team. But a lot of these 3 stars and up, most of the what CU's program is going to be composed of, they're recruited by dozens of teams. So just because a player picks your program, right, that doesn't mean you didn't make him. Just because he chose your program, that's a feather in your cap. That's an attaboy for your program, acknowledgement for your program. But if you don't keep him, then you didn't make him. When you transfer and come to CU, the CU program is going to make you a man and make you or make you into an NFL caliber player. There's a difference.
Yeah, I agree.
But listen, let's wax poetic real quick. Like, I don't know if you guys remember the list that Florida, the amount of players that Florida was it Florida State? Do y'all remember the amount of players that Florida State got into that draft? If we were to wax poetic real quick, right? Just real quick. I think let's see. Do I still have that list?
But Harry, is that Florida State or is that just the state of Florida?
that's cute. I'm talking about Florida State, I think. I don't know if it was
that's the state of Florida.
Oh, was it the state of Florida?
Let's flip it. No, I'm being facetious. I'm saying that's the state of Florida.
Right. No, I know what you're doing. But I'm saying
if you look at all the college programs in Florida, if you look at the percentage of NFL active players out of Florida, that's ridiculous.
Where's that list at? I had the list. I can't find the list
Florida
right now.
State just happens to be fortunate enough to be in Florida. I'm not trying to
focus on them. Think about this, right? think about this, right? Let's say Colorado gets Shador, Shiloh, Travis Hunter drafted. That's 3, right? Now that's 3 that the commentators are going to have to talk about. They're definitely going to be big up on Travis Hunter and Shador. That's a given, right? And let's say Shiloh gets in on like the ground floor. Like he gets in on 6 or 7. He's in. But now think about the fact that we might get. I know that Chitto is a monster. So, Chitto's a monster. And then we got Justin Mayers. And then we gotta think about what's his name? Tyler Brown, right? Tyler Brown also, right?
Yeah.
He's a graduate. Tyler Brown is a graduate. Now that's like, isn't that like 7 players? Do y'all think Colorado gets 7 players in and the conversation don't change?
Yeah, Harry. I think.
Let's wait and see.
I think that the best player out of each position room is guaranteed at least practice squad. They're going to have opportunity. Now there could be multiples, but what I'm saying to you is fundamentally the best player out of each position room is going to be on an NFL team, even if it's for 10 days. There's going to be opportunities. They just have to take care of what their opportunity that they're given. That's just real talk.
Yeah.
So you go 4-8. You go 4-8, and you got 4 active players in the NFL. Make it make sense, Harry. So
no. Let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone. Let's leave that whole 4 active players. You gotta do the research on that. You gotta tell me what team they're on and what their contributions was. But I want to leave that alone.
You went to the chat. It's all in the chat.
Yeah, you have to check people.
Leave that alone.
New England Patriots.
No. That research is flawed. Leave it alone for a second. But we can wax on something else. We got plenty to wax on. We got 2024 to wax on. Forget about those practice squad guys. Travis Hunter, if you get drafted, you're more than likely going to make the squad. Do y'all agree to that?
I'm sorry. Say again.
Higher
if
probability.
You get drafted, the probability of you making the 53-man roster, if you get drafted, then your agent, they pretty much got you're over that guy from Vandy, right? Oh gosh, I don't want to. We got too many Vandy players.
Harry, let's just say A squad.
Okay, so you're on the A squad, but it's not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to make the team. But let me ask you a question. This is a question we can end on this question. The guys that we have a potential to get in, y'all let me know if they have a higher opportunity to make the team than most. Travis Hunter, Shedeur, Shiloh, those guys, Chittle, Justin Mayers, and Tyler Brown. Do those guys make the 53-man roster? Sorry.
Depends on
why
what
you're
kind
quiet.
Hold on. It depends on what type of
it don't
year
depend on nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about depend on nothing. That's a confident yes or no.
No, that's not a yes or no answer because there's a lot of variations
guys.
in
Come
there.
on.
There's a lot of variations in there. There's a lot of variations in there. It's going to be based on
what variation? What are y'all talking about?
How well they play. Okay.
Oh, come on, man.
And it depending on what the team needs at that time. They're going to
I said if they get drafted. What do you mean what the team needs? I'm not talking about pre-draft. I said these guys get drafted. The question is, do they make a 53-man roster? This is not time for you to start pandering.
But they're guaranteed
dancing around. This is not breakdown. This is oh yeah, we know that those guys make the team. This is not no time to break dance, Willie.
No. But you can't say, oh yeah, they're gonna make the team because there's a lot of variations.
Okay. Let's.
It was like you were saying. Hold on.
Like Harry
was saying about the
political. Shiloh make the team.
I let Willie go first because I felt like I was coming at you and just like balance with the thing. But I'll answer you directly. Out of all the names you listed, all of those guys make a 53-man roster.
So. How is that 5 or 6?
As soon as we establish that, not necessarily by the team that drafted you, then yes, all of those guys will make a 53-man roster, and the college and Coach Prime's competition is not going to like it.
So we got a potential to get 5 or 7 guys drafted in the next draft. Y'all recognize that? Y'all realize that?
No, we don't.
No,
we don't, because they haven't played one game yet. How can it be a potential when they haven't played not one game in
Willie, what are you
in the
doing?
second season.
I'm not with Willie on that. So let's talk to
I'm
Harry.
throwing
What are you doing?
I'm throwing a monkey in that wrench, brother, because they haven't
Harry,
played not
Harry,
one game
Harry.
yet.
Let me take your monkey home.
Harry, if you take draft out of it, because you can go undrafted, right? If you say drafted or undrafted, then you're looking at about a dozen players, Harry. It's going to be skewed. It's going to be skewed.
I'm gonna Tim. You better come on Friday.
Yeah.
College football is hating on Coach Prime, and they're really going to be hating on him. You know, at the close of next year.
Really know what
Hey,
potential
he
means. You
said
better
really
know the
good.
word. You
Well,
better know the
put
word.
the bandwagon bong down.
I'm saying at least a dozen. I'm saying at least a dozen players making it to NFL camps, fall camps.
Oh no, we can count a lot more. Like as far as the invitees and the signees, I say we got a lot more than 5. I would say 5, but I think we have a solid 5. I think
I'm like a dozen.
No,
It's gonna be a lot of CU buffs in preseason games. Yeah,
draftees. CU does not have no 5 draftees in the 2024 draft.
no, I clarified, Harry. Undrafted. You keep talking about drafted, but
I just said we got
it doesn't
5.
matter.
I feel like you're not here. You're talking past me today. I said we got 5 potential draftees, 5 solid, right? Because we got Shiloh,
Right.
Shedeur, we got Travis, we got Chitto, and then we got Justin Mayer. So no, we got 6, and then we got Tyler. If Tyler has 2 years of grad, so Tyler gets off the board because he's not going.
Yeah.
He's not leaving right now. Tyler said he's going to grad, so forget about that. He's not going.
That's cool, yeah.
So okay, we forget about Tyler. So we got Shiloh, Shedeur, Travis, Justin Mayers, Chitto. Those are 5 solid that we're thinking that could be drafted, right? But then we got a whole lot of other guys that could possibly be signees. Y'all see it that way?
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you're basically saying what I was saying. Because I like undrafted.
Now you're ready to agree with me?
Yeah, no, I said, Harry, if you look at undrafted, drafted or undrafted, I'm saying at least a dozen going to going to be at preseason games next year.
What do you think about Preston Hodge and Will Shepherd? Y'all think these are U-Hauls, right? Hopefully these are all U-Hauls that are not coming back. Oh man, you know what I feel bad for? My guy Levante Bentley, man. Oh man, we didn't even mention him.
It's okay, Harry, because he would be undrafted.
He gonna be undrafted, but do you see Levante Bentley making a team? I don't even want to comment on him, man, because I feel bad for him.
I think he will. I think Bentley will. Or he's going to be he'll be into that rotation. If he doesn't make the team as a starter, he'll be in a heavy rotation.
Billy would get the opportunity of a lifetime. Billy would get an opportunity of a lifetime that he would not have gotten unless if he wasn't under Coach Prime.
Yeah.
I said Bentley is practice squad. Because there's no way Bentley goes over some of the linebackers that are in the SEC.
Hey, Harry, that's real talk though, because Lawrence Taylor came in as practice squad.
Yeah.
And then he had a heart-to-heart with Tuna and was like, "You really gonna this MFer, over me?" And then he leapfrogged him, right after going into the season. But up until the first game, you know what I'm saying? He was down at the bottom of the depth chart. Lawrence Taylor.
Let's get X-Men real quick. He's in Africa. I don't think their televisions are calibrated to the same frequency that we have here in America. X-Men, Billy is okay. I don't know about good, bro. X-Men, you was all good. You were doing good until you said Bentley is good. Like Bentley's all right.
Well, listen, they're going to use.
Harry,
They're going to use.
making a
Bentley.
practice squad is good, dog. Making a practice squad is good.
They're
No,
going to
no,
use. I'm going to tell you how they're going to use Bentley. If they-
I'm
if
saying
they-
he's practice squad material. Like he can get
Yeah.
on the practice squad and hopefully makes a team. But I don't know what they
Yeah.
get. Like what? Yeah, Billy maybe gets practice squad money. But I don't know that he stays on the NFL team. It's unfair. I really like Bentley, but I just feel like Colorado does not have good linebackers, man.
Well, listen, Bentley, it's just like James Houston. James Houston was playing on
He said
the
D line named
inside.
Bentley.
Oh,
James, listen,
Harry,
James
Harry,
Houston was playing.
BJ
listen
Green
up,
is
listen
getting
up.
drafted. BJ
Listen.
Green is gonna make a 53-man roster.
Before-
I'm not completely sold on him, but it's not about his ability; it's just his level. I believe.
Is he
I
a
believe,
U-Haul?
I believe Green is above average. I don't believe he's elite, but above
Wait,
average.
is he a U-Haul?
Yes.
Who are you?
Or
He's a one-year-old?
these one and dones are coming for a reason, Harry. These one and dones know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They're coming
That's what I'm
here.
saying, Yeah.
To get that
I
edge of
agree.
development, to get the edge of relationships and connections, so they can and they're like, all I need to do is get in front of a scout. All I need to do is make it on the practice squad, and all I need to do is be given just a half a chance, and they'll do something with it. That's why
So
they're
how
coming,
many- how-
and they're going to keep
How many
coming.
guys
Harry.
will we get into the combine? How many guys will we get into the combine?
We don't even need the combine. We've approved that.
Yeah.
But
Who's
that's
talking about,
not the
Harry?
question.
We have our
That's
own
not the
combine.
We don't.
That's
We
not
don't
the
need no
question.
stinking
What's
combine.
which combine? The CU combine? Is that what you want to talk
We
about?
No, the
Listen,
NFL
we don't-
combine.
We don't.
Why
need
you
no
always gonna
stinking
duck the question?
combine.
It was a fair question. It was.
Oh yeah,
It was a
it's
fair
gonna be
question.
it's gonna be 24 players at the CU combine, Harry.
Okay, you're not. You're ducking my.
We don't need no stinking combine.
We don't need no stinking combine. Get invited just to stay home anyway. You can get invited. Hey, you can get invited. Take the tour like Weaver did, and be like, okay, I'll see you guys at Boulder.
Wait a minute, no.
Or do like
No.
Prime did.
What's your
Do like-
no?
do like
What's your
Prime did.
hesitation? What's your hesitation on answering that question? That's
We're
What
gonna
is
do
your
like
hesitation?
Prime. Hey,
Because the
listen,
combine is politics, dog.
listen. We're gonna do
Combine
like
is
Prime
politics.
did.
why you
We'll have the
hesitate on
players.
answering the question?
Listen, we'll have the players do just like Prime did. What Prime did when he
Hey,
did
yo, I
the,
think
he did the
Hey,
audio dash.
I think X-Men
Yeah.
is trolling right now. I think
Hey,
X-Men is
hey,
trolling.
hey,
X-Men is
Coach
trolling
Prime-
right now.
Coach Prime got invited
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
combine, and he took
What
a
did he do?
tour.
Yeah. What did he do?
Coach
He
Prime
just
got
went in-
invited and took a tour, just like Weaver.
And he took a limousine.
Why are y'all dodging
ran
the question
40
right now?
And
Why-
got back in the
why are these
limousine and
grown
drove
men-
off.
Why are these two grown men dodging my question right now?
Just accept the answer, Harry. Just accept the answer.
I didn't get an answer.
There would be 24 players at the CU combine.
Combine is not trolling.
X-Men, you trolling. X-Men, stop lying. You trolling. You say too many positive things. X-Men is being way too positive tonight. I can't.
Hey,
I
hey,
can't.
Harry, when
I
that
don't know.
happened,
I don't know who. I
hey,
think it's
Harry.
you. X-Men, this
Hey.
is your burner account. You get hacked. X-Men got hacked tonight.
hey, all real talk, Harry. When that happened for Weaver, and then
Uh-huh.
all those people showing up, my mouth was hanging open. I
No,
couldn't
no,
believe
you're
it.
going back. You're going back to drinking the Kool-Aid.
No, I'm just
asked you a
saying.
question,
I'm
you
telling you,
didn't
I
answer.
couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I had to
But
double
listen,
check myself. I didn't believe that happened for him that way.
I get
didn't
it. I
believe
know.
it.
I know you ready to wax on that. I get it.
No,
I'm
I
not gonna
didn't.
let you wax on
I didn't
that.
believe. I didn't believe it was going to work for him. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
You talking about Xavier?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
it
believe that was
worked
gonna
out
work
really
out
good
for
Answer
you.
for
my
him,
question.
man.
I want to end the show, but y'all can't answer my question, so we can end. How many players do you think we're gonna get into the combine? The
Two.
NFL combine.
2,
Who are the two?
Shador and Travis.
That's it.
It's
Okay, so you
politics, dog. It's politics.
That's it.
Oh, you don't think Shiloh's gonna go?
An invite to the combine.
Maybe.
Now he
Maybe
might get
so.
in, but he won't get an official invite.
Yeah.
Why you think so?
Politics.
Is this a new X-Men or was his channel hacked tonight? I don't understand what's going on.
Look, 10
X-Men
players.
said 10 players.
Oh no, dog. Nobody
10
gets
players?
You know, no. 5 of those are going to be at their team combine.
Hey, Gerard got a good point here. I heard that not Tyler Johnson, but Tyler, the other, what's his name? What's the lineman's name? Tyler Brown. I heard Tyler Brown is lifting the gym. So he goes to the combine. You don't think that he gets in because he's like he's won the lifter of the year already.
Sure did, yeah.
Okay, Harry. Let me give you an example. If the invites for the combine went out today, right? It would be Tyler Johnson getting the invite. The FBS All-American.
Brown gets one?
Listen to me, Harry. Tyler Johnson, the FBS All-American, gets the invite. This is what we're trying to tell you.
Are you trying to solidify the FBS? Why you emphasizing FBS?
All-American.
FBS All-American.
All-American. Because it's politics. That's who gets the invite. If it was today, it would be Tyler Johnson from the offensive line.
So you're not putting you don't think that Tyler Brown gets in?
It's possible for him to get in, but you said invite. There's differences. There's differences.
Well, what's the difference?
You
get
can
be being invited.
Everything, exposure.
Don't you get in when you're invited? What do you mean get in? Like I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, do we have any wide receivers that are actually
there's alternate slots that become available and people can come into the combine without an official invite.
I'm talking about the highlighted guys.
And you won't get camera time, and you might not necessarily be seen by the scouts.
Okay, so then I would say our big three there.
When we say when we say the combine is politics, I'm giving you a real world example of what that looks like.
Well, then the politics says we got 3. The politics would say 3. The politics says we got Shiloh. There's no way Shiloh don't get TV time. Like straight up, I'm gonna tell you that straight up.
Okay, was Shiloh a potential Heisman candidate? Will he be a potential Heisman candidate?
I said Shiloh, not. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Not everybody that goes to the combine is Heisman candidates. What are you talking about, Wild Dog?
Well, I'm just telling you, from the Colorado, it's going to be all about the potential Heisman Trophy candidates.
Oh, hold on.
Be all about
are you saying that you can only send a few from one team? No, because that's not true. Because Florida State has a lot.
No, I'm not saying that. From this program, at the level, at the status that it's at, that's gravy.
No, Shiloh gets in. Wild Dog, and I would bet you, I would put some Christian dollars on
the combine.
We can do a Christian bet.
Official invite to the combine, Shiloh.
Yes, Shiloh would be he would be on television in the combine. Yes. You don't think so?
Today, right now, it's May 2024. No.
All right. You know what? We got to continue this conversation on Friday. I'm going to bring this up again because we might have more people because it's late for a lot of people. So we might have more people on Friday. We're going to talk. The last conversation we just had, we're going to remind me so that we start the show off. If y'all are here on Friday, remind me so we start the show off on Friday with this conversation. Because I believe Shiloh, Shedeur, and Travis, they are on camera at the combine. I feel like those are going to be our top 3, but that's just me. But anyways,
you said be on camera. Yeah, he can be there and on camera, but not an official invite. He can be there performing. He can be there performing at the combine without an official invite.
No, I'm talking about when you're on camera. That's an official, bro. You're official if you're on camera.
Well, then that's where we have to clarify on Friday, then, because,
yeah. I mean, if they put you, and Tim said he got to push back too. If they're putting you on television and they're interviewing you and they're showing your runs, Because keep in mind, there's a lot of guys that ran.
That's
but
what,
they
that's
never
what I'm
made it on
expressing to
TV.
you, Harry. There's people in the combine who never see TV.
I know that, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you that he will get TV. If you're getting TV, that means if you're getting interviewed and your numbers are showing up on the national TV screen, that means you probably got to. Not probably. That means
Okay,
you got
Harry.
an official invite.
If Shiloh gets in as an alternate, not as an official invite, hell yeah, he's gonna be on TV. He's a Sanders.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not. I'm
that
not.
means
I
a
didn't
lot.
even want to say this. I didn't even want to say the Sanders thing. I just want to say he's the headache. He's the president of the headache gang. There's
Yeah, they're
nobody
gonna
hitting-
run with that because that's
Nobody's
money.
hitting harder right now in college football than Shiloh Sanders.
Yeah, that's money.
But
But I just want to make
so
sure we're
what
straight.
what was your argument about Shiloh then? What were you? Why would you keeping him out?
No, I keep clarifying with you about official invite. Not everyone at the combine receives an
He
official
will.
invite.
Okay, forget about that. I'm saying he will get an official invite and he will be interviewed and his numbers are going to be on that national television screen, just like his brother and his other, just like his two brothers. All three of those guys are going to be on that national television stage. I guarantee you.
Man, they got rumors. They got rumors about Shiloh having a season-ending injury. Man, no, they don't send official
We'll
invites
see.
under
We'll
those under that kind of scrutiny.
Yeah, we'll see.
So what did Gerald? What did Gerald say? Hey David, what's up, man? BWB, stand up. David, what's up? So Gerald said, I just told you, Harry. Tyler Johnson has first-round grades right now, barring no major injury or fall off in his performance. He'll be there. I'm not even adding Gerald to that. Like, if Gerald is, I'm not even adding Gerald. I'm not adding Tyler Johnson to that. I'm thinking, Gerald, that yeah, our top three are gonna be there. But if there are others, then I'm counting Tyler Johnson in the latter group that Wild Dog is counting. But you know what? Listen, we're gonna go deeper into this conversation, and I'm thinking, all right. I'm thinking y'all can stick the gloves on. Wild Dog, you and Tim. Tim, you got to come on the show on Friday because we're gonna have to have it out because I'm thinking 2024 is gonna be a great year for the NFL for the Colorado football because the recruiting should go up when we get the blue collar guys in. What are your final thoughts? I'm gonna start with you, Wild Dog, and then I go to tennis and we can get it out of here. Final thoughts, guys.
Hey, folks will kind of like look at me side eye, but because the spring game was over, I try to tell everybody, BWB bandwagon buffs, stay tuned because we still just getting started. We just hit the peak, and we still in the middle of all of this, and nobody was really recognizing or believing what I was saying, and look how much has transpired since the black and gold scrimmage. So again. It's May 2024. Stay tuned. Ain't nothing born over here and see you, Buff Nation. Okay, Skull Buffs. Stay tuned. There's plenty to talk about. There's plenty to debate, and just breathe because the drama is not over yet. Just breathe.
And the drama better not be over. So the guy that committed everybody. This is
Yeah.
Chris Morris is the O line that committed. So. This is the guy I think that the chat is talking about. This is I put him up earlier.
Yeah.
So and X-Men, Charlie Alfredo, if he beats out this year, then I mean we don't know what's going to happen with Charlie, but he got to get some playing time. Charlie's not in the conversation.
We shaking things up over here. We can't do things the way other people have done it because that hasn't worked for us or other people, right?
That's right.
The blue blood way only works for blue bloods. So. Yeah. Expect a lot of changes, a lot of incoming. Expect things to be shaken up, and expect your favorite players to be challenged. Okay, and that includes Shedeur. He's going to be challenged by Shermer this year. Trust me. He's going to find a whole new level. He's going to find a whole new level to this game.
Is this part of your final thoughts, Wild Dog, or you keep going? You still going?
I told you I could go. I tried to wrap it up. The Dave Chappelle side. Wrap it up. I tried to wrap it up nice, and then you said something that just took me off on another. That took me off again. Leave me alone, Harry. Let me get my final thoughts and stop messing with my final thoughts.
Hey, don't forget you're old. You can't start cooking after your bedtime, old man. I'm trying to let y'all go to bed. So
hey, I'm gonna be up late anyway doing shorts for my basketball podcast. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Hey,
you need to let me do some work for you, Harry.
When you gonna start posting content on your own channel?
I don't even know if I'm even feeling that. I'd rather post a short on boxing or something on your channel. Help you cover. Help you.
About that, I haven't made the transition yet.
Like you not even covering the WNBA. That's hot right now. I could cover that for you.
Well, we'll talk about that offline. Tennis channel, because if it don't make me dollars, it don't make sense. So, tennis channel. What is your final thoughts?
Don't make dollars, don't make sense. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, like Dog said, shaken but not stirred. Okay. Thank everybody who's in the chat. Hey, Harry, it's been fun, man. A lot of fun. I enjoyed just, we're just having fun with this, man. And this,
I think today was just one of those conversation times. I like the conversation. It was fun. I like the
sparring. And not a lot of cussing and all that stuff, so some people was able to save some money. Are you
throwing shots on guys that are not here?
I
will get them on the show. Y'all can go head to head with it, okay?
Yeah, there's only so much I can deal with that, Harry. Good things in, good things out, right?
Yeah. Willie, go ahead and finish your time, brother.
Yes, sir, but it's good. I enjoy this show. I look forward to it. I'm here all the time. I look forward to, getting involved and stuff like that. And so I'm going to do some research on that subject we had earlier when we talked about the reorganization, because it kind of stirs something in me. So I already know that it's based on the bottom line, but I need to see where I need to kind of like verify that way. So that would be my take on it. But thank you for the opportunity, man, just to have fun with this. I appreciate that.
All right, guys. Our spy cam is going to be on Texas Tech. So if y'all want to start looking into Texas Tech, we're going to put the spy cam on Friday. We're going to put it on Texas.
I'm here in Texas.
Oh, okay, good. So keep your spy. Say that again.
I'm going to be going to that Tech game, so I've been keeping an eye on them already.
Oh, good. All right, but also keep your information on K-State. We put our spy cam on K-State before. We never got to K-State. So guys that are in the chat, if you're still listening, we got two teams. We got to put the spy cam on. Texas Tech is next, and we still got K-State that we got to talk about. And then we're going to talk about our draft potentials on Friday. So free for all Friday. Make sure that you come ready to talk about K-State, Texas Tech, and our draft potentials. And
Harry,
yeah, man.
Can you email me this? This what you have on the screen right now. Can you email me that?
Yep, I'm going to send it to you right now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That's what I need.
All right. So at the end of the day, we Colorado. I started off with show by saying, hey, Colorado is. At the end of the day, man, Colorado is we're doing pretty good in the transfer portal, and Coach Prime is trying to get his guys up out of here. So, that's what I look forward to, and the transfer portal, we're dominating in the transfer portal. So, I like the fact that Coach Prime is dominating, and if those guys can come in and they what's the word? If they can get in shape and they can bond. I'm having a lot of conversations with a lot of guys that are from other, people in the comments that want to talk. I'm keeping receipts, so just remember I'm keeping receipts this time. But Colorado's going to be good, and I'm very excited about what's happening with Colorado. So, but that's all I got, man. I just wanted to let y'all know we will have the after party. After party. We'll have the after party on Friday. Tonight we can't have the after party, but we'll try to continue that on next time. But Willie, I just sent you that list. So You should have it in your email.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you. I'll check it in a minute.
Okay. Wild Dog, I see your comment in the chat.
What Wild Dog saying, man? What is Wild Dog saying?
I was like,
anyway.
what this dude know? He don't know. He don't.
Hey, don't start nothing. Don't start nothing. Anyways, y'all have a great night, man. I will see y'all unless something happens and we get some breaking news that happens. I may have to go live to break that information, but other than that, I'm gonna continue to do those videos. Y'all go watch that video that I put up about the first 3 teams on our schedule. I'm giving y'all their mascot and how they got the mascot, and I may just do a raffle or some type of drawing to see if I may just ask y'all a random question like, hey, how did Nebraska get the Cornhusker mascot name? If anybody can answer that question, they may get a gift card or they may get some free BWB merch. So y'all go watch that video and I will see you guys. Get it? See y'all.
Who to get what now?
Huh?
I watched the video already. It's good.
Yeah, say how did who got their mascot?
Oh no, I'm doing the first 3 teams that we play. So we got North Dakota, Nebraska, and then we got CSU. So the next teams that I'm doing are going to be a Baylor and UCF, and then the other team. That's what I'm doing. So, but those are fun videos. I like doing those videos because you get to learn a lot more about the Big 12 teams and the teams that we're playing. So
yeah, I like the one you put out today.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. When I first did it, it was pretty fun. So I thought I should continue the tradition.
Yeah, that's a good niche, Harry B. That's good work.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night, and thank you for coming on and sharing your experience and your commentary with me. I appreciate y'all. Good night.
All right, sir. See you. Good night.
All right, chat. Y'all have a great night. God bless. Good night.